Hello, my loves, and welcome to your reading. Before we get started, please do remember that energy is interchangeable, so feel free to take messages, flip them, twist them, reverse them, however you see fit. If it doesn't fit, please do not try to force it. Just feel free to check your chart and check your other placements. Past, present, or future, you tell me, as time is fluid and we are all on different timelines. And as always, please do remember that these readings are for entertainment purposes only. And if you like this video, please do not forget to smash that like button down below. Helps me, helps other creators as well, especially if you enjoy free content. As always, comment down below as you see fit. If you'd like to book a private reading, you may do so by going to jennifermorningstar.me. I will be taking live reads if anyone wants one. The info's in the chat section of the room. Pinned to the top of the chat. There we go. Let's see. If anyone, if you're on my other channel, there's an all new Morning Stories Tarot that went out this morning, so feel free to check that out as well. You can find the link in the community or through my website as well. With that said, let's get on with the show. Good morning, Elena. How are you, my love? Hey, Fly Gal. Hey, Green Eyed. How are you, baby? How was everyone doing this morning? This is going to be a how you'll know they're the one you're ever after type of read, all right? So let's just get it started. We're going to start off with Aries and work our way through Pisces. Timestamps will be posted after the read is done. Just give it a few minutes. Patience is a virtue. With that said, let's get on with it. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Aries in first house. What do we have going on for Aries and first house? How will Aries and first house? Someone gonna seem a bit on guard. That just the Nine of Swords wanted to show itself, but if you saw it, you'd understand why I said that. All right. Who is this person? How will Aries in first house know who this person is? Devil. I don't know, you might find yourself a bit obsessed with this person, a bit consumed. How you'll meet. I'm not taking jumpers. Indeed, green-eyed. Biggest challenge. Future actions. I heard expect the unexpected outcome. And advice. Y'all want to see the cards? It's not the best view, but it's the best I can do using the same thing. Y'all want to see the cards over here? That's as good as it's going to get, though. All right, let me see. All right, so who they are is the Devil. I don't know. There's something about their energy. It feels like it's going to entice you. This could be someone who's been through some shit, who has very firm boundaries. This is not someone who's just looking for a quick lay. That's for damn sure. Queen of Swords to the Devil. This is someone who has healthy boundaries. But I feel like that Devil card is you, a bit obsessed, like a bit consumed by the thing. You're gonna feel like such a pull to this person. It's gonna consume you. I don't know. It's something about with that Queen of Swords energy. It's like the energy of someone who's so stern and like kind of matter of fact. It's like take no shit type of energy. It's something that's a bit of a turn on. It's like a bitch with a backbone. That's how you'll know. And yet at the same token, they're very kind, loving, generous, nurturing. But at the same token, they have like this backbone energy that's a bit of a turn on. You're going to find yourself very turned on by this person. There's something about their demeanor that turns you on, that pulls you in. All right, how you'll meet. Sun card to the King of Pentacles. This feels like you're going to meet this person in the 3D, somewhere out and about. You could meet them. Some of you could meet them in the summertime. Some of you can meet them through the job. I feel like this is someone who you meet in the 3D world. With that Sun card, I'm thinking it could be the summer. And with that King of Pentacles, it tethers it down more so to the 3D. I feel like this is someone who you meet not online, but in the actual real world. You could meet them while out and about. Some of this could be someone who travels for work. Could even be like on a vacation or something. This feels like the energy of two people meeting, like coming together in an outdoorsy way. Some of you could literally be going out somewhere, could be going out somewhere with a friend and meet them through some place or something. Some of you could get introduced to this person. I feel like you meet this person in the summertime though. Or someone could be born in the summer, because I'm drawn to the energy of the King of Pentacles, which is Taurian energy. We're in Taurus season now. And with the Sun card could be summer. Some of you could be a Leo. Some of you could be someone born in the summer regardless. Leo is a summer sign. For any of you who this person could come into the play now. I feel like this is an energy of someone observing someone physically. So this is someone you're going to observe in your 3D life, some way, shape, or how. Or you could flip it. This could be someone who's observing you in your 3D life. So someone who is around you who is, you know, a bit consumed by you. Flip it, twist it, reverse it, pop it, drop it, lock it. I don't care. Let me see. What's the biggest challenge? Some of you could be trying to figure out if someone's single, or someone could just come off a bit too single. I'm hearing Miss Independent, Kelly Clarkson. Someone could have a sense of independence. Again, that goes with that backbone type energy, that independent streak. Very strong, self-reliant, self-assured. It's almost like a bit intimidating in nature. There you are. I feel like one of the key things, much as we're not at... No, technically we are. I feel like communication is going to be the biggest thing. This is like you, for some of you, this is you wanting to go towards this person who you're consumed with. This is someone who, your biggest challenge is going to be communicating, approaching, the approach, communication. Because someone's a bit intimidated by someone. It's almost like it seems like it's never the right time, right? It's like someone waiting for the perfect time, the perfect cue to actually get their foot in the door to open the gateways of communication, because you can't pursue anything if you don't even actually have a conversation with someone, right? You have to get your foot in the door and to establish some form of rapport before you can get in the door to move towards anything else. And with that... Knight of Cups can also be like the secret admirer. This could be someone who you yourself are secretly admiring from the wayside before actually taking a form of pursuit. Or again, you could flip it if you want to, but I do feel like for a lot of you, if you identify as masculine, again, doesn't matter, there's no gender in tarot, we all hold masculine and feminine within us. But whoever would identify as the masculine, the one who would take that sense of action and initiative in this thing, the problem would be them actually coming forward versus sitting and just like kind of waiting. It's like, you ever play hopscotch or double dutch, right? You ever play double dutch with the ropes? And it's like you can either just say fuck it and go in and start doing the jumps, but then there's some people who they hesitate to jump in because it's like they're waiting for that right time, but it never presents itself because there's always that fear. Well, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe I go to do it and all of a sudden the ropes are all tangled all over me, right? And it's like, no, you just gotta rip off the Band-Aid and get in there. Otherwise you can miss out. I'm hearing that song from Eminem. What's that? Lose Yourself. All right. There you are. I feel like this is... All right. If you identify as a masculine, don't matter your gender, I don't give a fuck. But if you identify as the action taker, right? Aries energy. This is literally you. This is... it's still a toss, because with that Two of Swords, it's still unknown. The actions are all dependent upon what you do. Are you going to rip the Band-Aid off, or are you going to stay closed off? And again, you know, it's funny, I was talking about the double Dutch, right? The Two of Swords, which is the mind, the mental, right? That's the same thing with double Dutch. Your head will hold you back from just jumping in and just going and do the double Dutch, right? Because you're like, no, because what if I go in and then I can't do it, I can't do it. So they just wait, and they wait, and they wait, but they never jump in. And with that Two of Swords, that's given that energy. And if you think of the standard the standard Two of Swords in the Rider-Waite, right? She's got a blindfold on and the sword's like this, right? She's scared of the unknown, but all she has to do is take the blindfold off and see that there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of, right? So, I mean, for some of you, you could be dealing with an Aries, I feel called to say. It could be another Aries. Some of you could be dealing with another Aries or Taurus or Capricorn, I feel called to say, or Sagittarius. Someone can have those in their top 4 placements, or just strong placements in their chart of those. Now, regardless, there's a need to take a form of initiative, take some form of action. Someone could even get pressed to the point. Hold on. Yeah, see, look. Some of you are cross-watching and there's an Aries, you know, because literally Aries is all over this for their actions, right? Now we have the Fool and the Emperor. We're doubling down on Aries energy. Someone has strong Aries energy. If it's not you, it's someone with strong Aries in their chart. Regardless, that's that masculine energy. That's that action-oriented. This is just like saying fuck it and doing it. So I feel like it might take a minute before someone takes a form of action, but ultimately there's making decisions to just say fuck it. So it's almost like someone getting pressed to the point of saying fuck it, we're just going to jump right in like the double Dutch and see what the fuck happens, because otherwise you're getting nowhere. That's what that gives. So I feel like whatever this is, there's a form of holdback before an actual pursuit of getting the foot in the door when it comes to communication. All right, what's the outcome? Knight of Wands, Three of Pentacles, and now we've got our foot in the door. Communication is key. Literally the Page of Pearls, the Page of Cups to the Knight of Wands to the Three of Pentacles. So, by someone basically saying, fuck it, ripping the Band-Aid off, jumping in, taking that form of initiative, that's what opens the gateway for communication. Where it goes to from there, that's up to you two, obviously. Now, what's the advice? 10 of Wands. I'm hearing, I ripped the Band-Aid off. Did I take it off too soon? So this feels like with the advice with that 10 of Wands, it's like rip the Band-Aid off. 10 of Cups, wow. Page of Wands. Just do it. Go for it. See where it goes. You might actually be glad that you did. The Page of Wands underneath, the 10 of Wands to the 10 of Cups. Much as it has difficulty quite getting off the ground at first, it has the ability to be that form of emotional fulfillment for you and them with that 10 of Cups energy. It's just a matter of getting the foot in the door and opening the gateways of communication before anything. That's the biggest hurdle, is actually starting a conversation, building up a rapport, so this way you can see where things go from there on. But once that Band-Aid is ripped off, it has the potential for something quite fulfilling for both, is what that feels like. All right, now, I got a couple different decks that I'm literally only gonna pull one card out of each one for anyone who wants anything form of specific to help identify who this person might be to them. And if you don't, then just ignore it and take whatever you want. Leave the rest. Hey, Enlightened, how are you, baby? Someone could be into music. Someone could be into coach, train, be a trainer. Someone could be a personal trainer, or into sports. Work and play. Work hard, play hard. Swimming pool. Some of you can meet this person in the summertime. Perhaps maybe you go to the pool or around a pool or around water. It feels like outdoors. You meet this person somewhere outdoors, someplace, some event. Some of you could be around water. That's what this feels like. Someone could be into music. Someone could like to have fun. Someone could be a coach, a tutor, a mentor, a trainer. Some of you personal trainers, something like that. But this is someone who you're going to meet, could either be around the summertime or just outdoors. For some of you, it's somewhere in nature, somewhere where there's like wildlife. For others of you, it could just be somewhere where there's around water, right? Whether you go to the pool, the spa, or you go to the cooler at work, or you go to the water section at the grocery store. Water is water, bitch. So Aries and first house, that's what I got for you. That's your read. All right. Oh, there you go. Hey, nobody. Oh, did I? Oh, thank you, my love. All right. Now you see why I started this read early, an hour earlier than I normally do? Because it might take a while. Oh, wow, almost 20 minutes. All right. So let's see. Now let's scroll back up. All right. All right, let's see. Next up, Taurus and second house placements. What do we have going on for Taurus and second house? Could be a water sign. Oh. Wheel of Fortune. Do 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 do. Ace of Cups underneath. Take a chance. Take a shot. Temperance under the deck. Now I'm hearing slow jam. For some of you, this could be a bit of a slow cook type of thing. So who they are, King of Cups. Some of you, this could be a water sign. This is someone, they could have gone through something, or just someone who, why the Five of Cups? They could have gone through some form of ending. I'm hearing that song from Halsey, Bad at Love. Maybe this is someone, they just feel like love isn't in the cards for them, or they have, not the best when it comes to, not the best experience when it comes to love or matters of the heart. This is like someone who, their love life hasn't been the best, but at the same token, you see those two cups right there, right? They're like candles, right? A part of them still holds to the idea that, maybe someday, just maybe that day is not today. Tell me more about that Five of Cups. Yeah, so, okay, 5 to the 6. All right, so 6 of Pentacles. Oh. That's why Halsey, I'm bad at love. This is someone who, their love life, they could have had maybe like 3 significant relationships. I'm drawn to the 3 cups, which are a form of disappointment, and the 5 of Cups. So it feels like this could be someone who they've tried love a few times, regardless of whether it's 3 or not, right? It's a few, right? Only to be disappointed. This is like kind of unfair, imbalanced, one-sided connections. This is someone who it's like they have a lot to give, and yet they've never had it reciprocated to them in a sense. It's like they've only really known one-sided love, where it feels like they're the only one who's really like, you know what I mean? It's almost like someone who they've been used. Their heart's been used in a sense. The World card there again, High Priestess. So they stay to themselves. This is someone who's been used. This could be someone who stays to themselves. High Priestess to the World card, to the Queen of Pentacles. Some of this could even be someone who relocated. All right, let me see. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles for how you'll meet. The Ace of Pentacles, when I first laid it down, I automatically got this could be someone who you meet around the time they're planting new seeds or setting new roots for themselves. As I say that, I saw the Magician under the deck. Tell me more about this Ace of Pentacles. They're having some form of fresh start in their life. Knight of Pentacles. Could even be having some form of success in regards to their career. For some of you, this could be someone in the public eye with that Six of Wands. Tell me more about that. They're definitely, so 10 of Pentacles. So this feels like this is going to be someone who you meet actually physically around you with all this Pentacle energy. This is around a time that they're planting some form of new seeds, having a new start. This is like someone who's having a fresh start in their life. And because I did say that I felt like this could be someone who, perhaps even relocated, there's a sense that this is someone having a fresh start, a new start in an area even, right? Setting new roots. And at the same token, focus on their long term. With that 10 of Wands, that literally adds emphasis to a form of upheaval, like a form of move, physical move, right? With the 10 of Wands, I tend to also get like physical boxes moving and stuff like that, right? This could literally be someone who has literally uprooted their life. 10 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles, right? Cross country, someone could even move cross country. Or for some of you, you can meet this person at a time that you are doing something like this. You could always reverse the energies, take it how it applies. This could be someone you meet at a time that you have literally uprooted your life. Perhaps some of you have moved cross country or something like that. I don't know why I'm getting cross country, but I am. This is like someone who is literally uprooting and planting new seeds. That's what that feels like. Biggest challenge, 9 of Wands. The biggest challenge could be someone being a bit more closed off. Tower. Someone comes off a bit more closed off, especially with that Tower there to the Devil. Someone has been through some shit. Someone has been through some shit, so they're more protective. And think about it. The Tower comes in when something's not working, right? But also with that Tower to the 9 of Wands, when the Tower comes, that means we rebuild, right? And when we're rebuilding, especially if we've been through some shit in the past that did not work, devil energy, right? Toxic shit even, right? We're going to be very cautious and very protective over to whatever it is that we're building now moving forward, because we're not trying to get ourselves caught up in the rubble again, right? That's what that feels like. So someone is a bit more closed off, very protective. Tell me more about this. The Death card. Wow, someone could have Scorpio in their chart. It could be a Scorpio. King of Cups is a card of Scorpio, and now we have the Tower and the Death card. Lovers underneath, listen to me, underneath could also be Gemini in the chart. This is like someone is a bit more closed off because it's like a major overhaul of one's life, a major reconstruction. And therefore, when it comes to connections and stuff like that, this is someone who's very mindful. Rambling Mike, love him. He has this saying, be careful, the cup you choose is the cup you keep, right? Be careful of the cup you choose is the cup you keep. 7 of Cups, dead in center to the Moon card to the Lovers. This is someone who's very mindful of the cups that they choose because in the past, perhaps they've chosen the wrong cups. Hence, there's a complete overhaul of one's life. 9 of Wands, Tower to the Death card. Someone is being very particular as to about the choices that they make and the moves they make, especially when it comes to people they allow in their life for this rebuild, this reconstruction of their life. That's what that feels like. All right, so their future actions. 3 of Pentacles to the Knight of Wands. This feels like someone who, they'll keep it cordial. So again, I feel like this is someone who you'll see in your like everyday 3D life. You'll see them around. Maybe, you work at the same office, or, there's a place you go to that you see this person. But this is like, it's keeping it cordial. This is someone who will keep it cordial, keep it friendly, says hi, says bye if they see you, right? But more so than that, they still are closed off into themselves. So what's the outcome with that Wheel of Fortune? There's an opportunity here, but it's just a matter of getting there. Seven of Swords. Temperance. The Hierophant under the deck. So Hierophant to the Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. This might be more so dependent upon action on your part, because it feels like this person is just very guarded and closed off. It's like the energy of someone who really wants to take their time and be cautious about, you know, who they allow in because of whatever major reconstruction of their life they're doing. It's like an overhaul, right? It's an overhaul type energy. And with the Wheel of Fortune to the Seven of Spears, which is the Seven of Swords, to the Temperance, I mean, this could be a hit or miss, right? The Wheel of Fortune, that's a positive thing. But at with the Seven of Swords there, to the Temperance, it's all a matter of what you do with it, right? You might be the one who has to take a form of initiative in regards to this, because they give off a very avoidant type energy. So this feels like if you're dealing, this feels like this could be a feminine energy who holds a sense of masculine energy with that King of Cups energy, right? Scorpionic energy. Because people who have been through shit, they'll be in a more of a, their masculine will kick up as a form of defense mechanism. Doesn't matter how you identify, you know, whatever gender you want to say you are, we all hold that duality within us. But certain energies within us will overpower to overcompensate, especially when it comes to, you know, like say someone is very protective over themselves or in that rebuild stage, right? You need that masculine energy, even if you're a female, to kick in to, you know, take the lead in a sense to rebuild and restructure and do whatever you got to do, right? And also be more mindful. It's like the security guard at the door, right? So hence it might be more so upon you, because it feels like this is someone who you're around. For some of you, this could be someone who you literally work around with that Hierophant energy. The Hierophant is literally your major arcana though. But for the Seven of Pentacles, it feels like it could be a while before anything really comes to pass, because again, Ace of Swords, it's a sense of taking a form of, it's like with the Ace of Swords, I'm seeing like someone cutting their way through the line. It might take action on your part to really cut through the line, because this feels like this is someone who's more so a bit of an avoidant and stays to themselves. But that's how you're going to know who they are. They're someone who, they're a bit more closed off. They had a crummy love life, right? They're going through some form of overhaul, could be having a fresh start, or this is someone around the time that you're having some form of fresh start. Reverse it however it need be. But I feel like the biggest thing is someone just basically cutting through the line, especially if someone is more closed off than anything. It feels like the more you're around this person, Seven of Pentacles, the more a sense of comfort comes about, in which case you could use that as a window to make your way through, get your foot in the door in that aspect, or, you know, vice versa. It could be, you know, reverse. Again, you could be the one having an overhaul of your life, and that's, you know, around the time that you meet this person. So take that however it resonates. Let's see. How else would you know? For those who want a specific as to who this person might be and how they'll know. And if you don't want this part, then just, you know, move it along and wait for the next read. This is for those who are looking for any sign of a specific thing to really let them know, a highlight of who this person is, how they'll know. Chef. Could be someone who likes to cook. Some of you could be someone a little bit heavier set. Someone could have a beard. Someone could teach. Someone could be a mentor. Someone could be a guide, a guru, a teacher. Let me see. Someone could be a bit older. Oh, nose is tickly. Hold on. All right. Someone's got a lot of life experience. This is someone, if you were to have an actual conversation with them, I'm getting a butcher, a baker, a candle. This is like a jack of all trades type of energy. This is someone who's lived a lot of life, even if they're a little bit younger, right? They don't have to be like old, but this could be someone, you know, even in their vast amount of years, they've been through some shit. Like they've lived a lot. Hearing that song, we got a lot of living to do. Let's see. Within the vehicle. Could be someone who comes from a long distance. Could be someone who likes to drive. Someone could work in the public. Someone could work in the government. Someone could have a government background or official background. Someone could, I don't know why I'm getting this. Someone could come from a different country. So this could be someone who's foreign from you. Like if you're from one country, they're from another. But this is someone who it feels like a jack of all trades. They've got quite a background. Some could have a culinary background. Some could be, a bit of someone could teach. Someone could be a teacher. Someone could a cooking instructor or something like that. Doesn't have to be, or work in government or drive. Someone can drive important things around. I don't know. Take that however resonates. I'm going to leave that there. Taurus in second house is what I got for you. That's your read. All right. All right, let me see. Next up, Gemini and third house. Just give me a moment, guys. All right. Hey, Sunny, how are you, baby? See if I missed anyone. All right, let's see. All right, what do we got going on for Gemini and third house? Oh, okay. Someone could have kids. The Nine of Cups wants to show itself, but I'm not taking jumpers. The Fool card under the deck. So who they are, Ten of Pentacles, this could be someone who you've known for quite some time. This could be someone who's just very family oriented, who has kids even, or again, with that Ten of Pentacles, this could be someone who you've known like practically all your life. Tell me more about this. Nine of Pentacles. Well, they're single as shit, but very family oriented. Could be a single parent, Hierophant. Could be someone who perhaps was married at one point. But this is given like single parent type vibes. Hierophant, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who you know. Some of you, this could be someone who you have some history with. Some of you, this could be like if you have kids with someone, this could be the parent of your kids. Hopefully it's not an on again, off again. All right, let's see. It could just be a single parent, someone who's very family oriented, but a single parent nonetheless, like a head of household type of energy is what I'm getting. All right, how are you gonna meet? Why the Five of Wands? For some of you, this could be someone who you meet through some form of conflict. This is almost like you're trying to mind your own business and then someone, maybe you're around someplace. Or, again, if this is someone who you know through like, family or friends or something like this. It's like someone who kind of pulls you into their shit, right? With the Hermit dead in center, this is like you're minding your own business. And with that Five of Wands to the Knight of Wands, this is like someone getting dragged in. So this is like someone who's going to kind of pull you in, drag you in. Now, also, this could just be someone who is, if this is someone completely new, like you don't know this person from a can of paint, right? This could be someone who, if you're someone you tend to just kind of stay to yourself a bit, of you're a loner. This will be someone who like kind of, that's not going to stop them from being pursuant to you. This is someone who it's like they'll go out of their way and like kind of pull you out of that, because I'm getting like a yoink type of energy with that Five of Wands to the Knight of Wands. This is like someone where it's like if you seem a bit more kind of recluse with that Hermit energy, right? This is someone, it could be a fire sign, you know, we have the Wands energy there, but that's like the fire sign energy, an impulsive type of energy, where like a fire sign, they're just going to be blunt. So even if you're like a wallflower type energy, right? I'm literally seeing that wallflower card from what's that, a mirror card? The Amira Oracle. But it's like if you're, even if you consider yourself a bit of a wallflower type of energy, right? This would be the type of bitch, they don't care. They'll walk up to your ass and yoink you right out of that little bit of that little corner of seclusion you got yourself in. That's what that gives. This is someone, you know, if they see someone and they want to talk to them, they're going to go talk to them. So that's how you'll meet, because even if you're just like kind of minding your own business, doing your own thing, this bitch will see you and they'll insist, oh shit, they'll make a beeline. Oh, I want to go talk to that person. So I'm going to go. It has a hyper type energy. This could be someone who's a little bit hyper in the energy. That's what that feels like. Someone who has a little extra hype. Could even be like, could have like a Sag rising. Sag risings have a tendency to be a little bit hyped up at times. I mean, anyone could be hyped up, but it's giving me a flash of like a Sag rising. A Sag rising can sometimes be extra impulsive and like kind of, oh, you know, like, oh, I want to go through that, you know? So it could be something like that. Doesn't have to be, but could be. All right, let's see. Ace of Pentacles for the biggest challenge. Why is the Ace of Pentacles the biggest challenge? Someone could be really focused on their money. Wow, Ace of Cups. Ten of Cups under the deck. All right. The Ace of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups to the Page of Wands. Why does it feel like a bit of an innocence and naivety to it? So what the challenge could be is one could be looking at something a bit more practical, where the other one is looking at it more intentional, right? So someone like, say if you're a bit of a wallflower, you might be looking at the interaction as from a bit more practical stance, where it's like you really think nothing of it, right? You're like, oh, a new person to talk to or a new friend, right? But meanwhile, they're coming towards you intentionally because they have interest in you in a bit more than just friend. This is someone who genuinely will want to get to know you, feeling that sense of intrigue. But at the same token, the approach is also, you know, kind of hopeful with the aspect of a possibility of something more. So that's what it feels like. There could be a sense of differences into the approach, because you could be looking at it one way, which it was a more practical manner where you're not really thinking anything of it. Whereas, you know, they, in the cornerstone of their mind, can have a little seed of intention towards something a bit more than just, you know, practicality. So that's what the biggest challenge might be in regards to it. Because it feels like, and we have the Ten of Pentacles that came down, right? We also have the Ten of Cups under the deck. Because I feel like you could just be looking at it as like, oh, okay, someone wants to talk. Okay, so we'll have a conversation. We think nothing of it, right? But there's a bit more intention behind the approach on their end. That could be it, because it's not quite on the same page just yet. So, all right. Seven of Swords. Why the Seven of Swords for their future actions? King of Cups. This is someone, they're going to feel like they have to try to play it cool. This is like they can't be obvious. That's what this feels like. So with that King of Cups is someone well in control of their emotions. And I said that there could be something where it's like, you know, in the cornerstone of their mind, their approach isn't just, you know, for, you know, oh, let's get to know someone. In the cornerstone of their mind, there is, you know, an intention for something, you know, to wanting to see if something could be possibly a little further, right? They're actually interested. Whereas you could be looking at it from a whole other perspective, a whole other dynamic, hence not thinking anything of it in that approach. So it feels like, you know, they might feel the need to be a bit, play it cool, play it low key. Let's not, you know, Let's not let it know the intentions of where we're really trying to take this thing with that Chariot. They have every intention of moving this in a whole specific dynamic with you, but they're trying to play it cool with that Seven of Swords to the King of Cups. This is someone who's not trying to let it on. They don't want to lay it on too thick or anything like that. This is like someone who they have an intention of the direction that they want this whole connection to move forward, the more that they interact with you, but at the same token, they feel like they have to play it cool and not, you know, kind of make it obvious. It's like someone trying to, you know, be strategic in a way, not in a way to manipulate, but in a way to, you know, they don't just want to be one of those assholes who just comes on all strong and just like, hey, baby, how's it going? You know, they're not trying to be like that, right? They're trying to, you know, show that they do have genuine interest in you. They do want to get to know you, but at the same token, they do also want to take it a bit further. So they feel like they have to play it a certain way before they can actually, you know, come forward in that aspect. Although it feels like, you know, be careful, tread carefully, because that could be a situation that puts someone in the friend zone. Wow. We have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. A match. All right. So what's the outcome? Six of Pearls, Six of Cups. This feels like making memories, connecting, getting to know each other. Four of Swords to the Six of Cups. This is, you know, conversations, talking to each other, right? I'm hearing that song, Selena, Dreaming of You. Yeah, see, look, conversations through the midnight hour. That's what that feels like. I don't know. I feel like you guys are gonna have a lot of conversations. This is like Four of Swords is also like, you know, in the bed type of energy, right? Like the confines of our own room, late at night. Hence, I'm getting the song Selena, Dreaming of You. Late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. But this feels like conversations. And then for that Page of Swords to come out, that literally reiterates down. This is like used to having conversations, making memories, long, in-depth conversations, meaningful conversations. Really, especially for me to get Selena, Dreaming of You. This could even be one that really gets in there. Because it feels like you're building a connection, you're building the rapport before actually, you know, going on the whole dating thing. You're doing the getting to know you stage before actually, you know, even thinking about making it where it's like, you know, hey, let's go on a date, or hey, let's bang, or shit like that. It feels like genuine connection. You two are going to build an actual genuine connection. It's like a true emotional bond. All right. So, hold on. Why is the Three of Swords for the advice? I'm drawn to the ship. Don't be so swift. Hold on. Why the Three of Swords? Because it's almost like don't judge a book by its cover. Don't be so swift to jump to conclusions. The Fool card. As I say that. Don't be so swift to knock this one down when it comes in. You notice in this Three of Swords, we see this huge ass ship coming in, right? And you see the two swords are over there and the one sword is there. And this feels like, you know, don't be so swift to just shoot something down, you know? Don't be afraid to interact with this person, have some conversation. Don't, I feel like the way that you go about this is the right way to do it, because if you're looking at it without a form of really attaching any form of expectation or intention towards it, that's the best way to go about it. Think about it. The Fool card, that's that form of innocent type of energy where it's like, just, you know, we're just kind of being in the moment, you know, enjoying the conversation, having a little fun, getting to know each other, right? Fun and friendly with that dolphin energy there, right? There's no expectation. Loosely, you know, when you don't hold expectation, you're not going to get hurt. With that jellyfish there, you know, if someone's worried about jumping in with the jellyfish, they're going to get stung. So there's a, you know, don't overthink it. Just like kind of be in the moment and enjoy it, and just allow to see where things go. That's what that feels like. So, all right. Now for those who want something to kind of help them identify who this might be, a little more specific. If you don't want this, then I'll catch you on the next one. But let's see. Green-eyed. Secret of secrets. And someone's going to do their homework on someone. Someone could be spiritual. Someone could be online. Remember I said don't judge a book by its cover too? There's a lot more beneath the surface. Someone's going to do their homework on you though. Someone's going to be a bit obsessed and consumed with you. You could find yourself a bit obsessed and consumed with someone. They're going to be drawn to each other. Like moths to the flame. You don't know why. Some of you, this could be someone who causes a form of spiritual awakening for someone. I don't know why I got that, but I did. Scorching lands. Some of you could be in the desert or, you know, or Hawaii, lava. The floor is lava, or during the heat. Sometimes it's where it's hot. Blazing sun and heat. It makes me feel like, you know, West Coast deserty type energy. Doesn't have to be. For some of you, could be like in the woods and shit. Rural or desert-like area. Someone could be from one of those places. Someone's got a hell of a background where they've been through some shit. So one of the ways you'll know is someone could have a bit of a background. They've been through some shit. Some of you can meet this person during, you know, warmer weather, or, you know, when in a form of warmer climate, or someone could be from a warmer climate. Someone could be from a rural climate as well. There's a sense of allure. You're going to feel allured to this person. This is like, you know, I feel like you're both going to end up like kind of having this thing where you're kind of secretly looking up the other. This is like, you know, I feel like you're both, I feel like it's both of you. You're both going to find yourself drawn to this thing where it's like low key looking each other up, you know, trying to, you know, it's like taking a look over the fence, like a look-see-loo. That's what that feels like. And yet there's something very light in the energy. Again, someone can be spiritual, doesn't have to be. Someone could be a fire sign as well. Someone could be an earth sign. Or just have that in their top 3. Very fiery type energy, especially with this here. There's a very fiery energy, but at the same token, cool. It almost gives like that energy of temperance. There could be something about this connection or about this person. Their energy balances you out. I don't know. Take that however it resonates. I'm going to leave that there. Gemini and 3rd house. That's what I got for you. That's your read. All right. Okay. Green, I love you. I swear to God. Oh, shit. All right. Next up, Cancer. What do we got going on for my Krabby Patty babies? And 4th house. This could be someone you already have a history with. I feel like you're going to meet them under, I don't know, some shady circumstances, what this feels like. Wrong timing. Expect the unexpected with that Tower. 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Cups. The Moon card. The advice. Tell me about this Judgment for who they are. 10 of Pentacles. Some of you have Gemini in your chart. High Priestess, there you are. For some of you, this could be someone who you were already priorly committed to, in a commitment with. The Queen of Pentacles to the Hierophant to the High Priestess. Or maybe it was supposed to get there. Some of you could have been engaged. Someone could be a divorcee. If this is someone new, not someone from the past, right? This could be someone who is either A, just opening up to the idea of being with someone again. Again, this could have been someone who perhaps they were in a commitment in the past, hence, you know, they didn't want anything, but now they're just at a stage in their life where they're finally opening up. Or this is going to be someone who is going to change your mind. If you're someone who's more so closed off to yourself, perhaps you've been there, done that. You've been in a long-term relationship before, right? You don't have to have been married. With the Queen of Pentacles to the Hierophant, you could have been, but this is also just giving, you know, perhaps you were, you know, you're supposed to be married to someone, or you were just in some form of long-term commitment, right? And you said never again, right? High Priestess, so you stay to yourself. This could be someone who is who's going to change that in you, who's going to open you up. Because judgment isn't just always, you know, a reconciliation of the past. Judgment is a decision to, are we going to open ourselves up to this again, or are we going to do something different? And if you've been closed off and just more so kind of to yourself with that High Priestess energy, right? And now you're in a place where now you're opening up towards, you know, someone to share a life with, someone to share long-term with, or vice versa. So this could go one way or the other, right? All right, how you'll meet. Seven of Swords. It doesn't... I'm hearing radar, Britney Spears radar. Sometimes when that comes through, this is like, it could be something that slips under the radar. It's hidden. It's so fucking hidden. I fucking knew it. The High Priestess. So how you'll meet, you're not going to see this one coming. This is one that's going to sneak in. It's going to slip under the radar. I don't know. It's giving me a fucking wall, a block off wall. I can't force it to give me an answer. That High Priestess is doubling down on the Seven of Swords, which is like there's some form, so something that's hidden that you're not meant to see. So you're not going to see this coming. It's something that kind of, you could even just be something that, you know, now I'm getting like trust your gut, right? How you could meet is your intuition, because the High Priestess is also that sense of intuition. You might feel instinctually inclined to go somewhere or do something, and you don't know why. You might even second guess it, but you could be feeling that pull, that draw to go somewhere or do something because you're instinctually going to be drawn to this person. But you might second guess it because of whatever reason, because it's almost like, I don't know why I feel like I should go do this or do that, you know? It's something that's unbeknownst to you, but it feels like it could be something that how you're going to meet is you're going to be instinctually pulled to this person. You don't know why, but you're going to feel drawn to do something or go somewhere, and you don't know why. This could even be, maybe you just feel drawn to go out on a late night walk one night, right? You know, go sit over by some trees or something. Who knows? But that's what this is giving. You're not going to know why you're feeling drawn to do something, but it's like just doing it. So long as you don't second guess it, right? Because ultimately the decision is yours if you want to proceed and move forward with whatever this is you're feeling called to do. But this feels like it's something that's a bit more cloaked and unbeknownst to you. You're just going to feel intuitively drawn, instinctually drawn to go somewhere to do something at a particular time with no really big understanding as to why. This could even be something that's completely out of your routine, right? Or it could be something to do late night. I keep getting late night. This could be like late night. You don't know why. You're feeling drawn to go outside, go take a walk, go sit by some trees, go to the park, go on a bench. I don't know. But it's giving like being drawn to do something like completely out of your everyday norm. But you might second guess it. And it's ultimately dependent upon you if you actually, you know, trust your gut and just go along with whatever this whim you're feeling drawn to do. If you'll actually, you know, go anywhere with this person or meet this person. It's like you're in the driver's seat in that aspect. All right. The biggest challenge, Temperance, which is divine timing. It's also divine orchestration. The Lovers. The biggest challenge is, again, there's a fated encounter is what this feels like. This feels like a fated encounter. This is like two people, you and someone else, the lovers. That's a strong connection. That's also two people intuitively, instinctually drawn towards each other, like a moth to a flame with that temperance. The biggest challenge is you and this person are going to feel instinctually drawn to do something, to go somewhere, because you're both feeling this pull, because it's so this way you two can meet, you two can encounter each other. But the thing is, you both have to answer the call. If one or both doesn't answer that call, that instinctual call, you both could end up missing out on this. This is a past life soulmate connection is what it feels like. But ultimately, the thing is, I'm hearing the divinals, hand me a prayer book, I need to be forgiven. I'm not even driving, I'm just being driven. Bless my soul, it's rock and roll. You're going to be instinctually driven towards each other. But the thing is, you both have to actually answer that call when it comes through. That's the only thing that's going to hold this back from becoming a thing. Tell me about the Tower for their future actions. Nine of Wands. I heard resistance is futile. Someone could be into Star Trek. That's that Borg shit. There's going to be resistance. They're going to resist it, and you're going to resist it. But this feels like... This could be two people who are like feeling a pull. This is almost like the universe is trying to find a way to push you two together in some way, shape, or how. But it feels like there's going to be a form of resistance until there's not. That's what that's giving. With the Nine of Wands to the Tower, it's almost giving a sense where it's like there's a form of resistance until it's not, right? It's like walls are built until, you know, to be broken down. And it feels like, you know, there could be resistance on both your end. This could be someone who you're literally... there's some place that you're around. The Hierophant can also be like a structure, right? A place, a facility, something. And it feels like, you know, you two are going to feel pressed to go to somewhere or do something. And it could even be, you know, it doesn't have to be just one particular spot, but there could be where if there's a form of resistance on your end, on their end, on both, right? It feels like there will be different times, different circumstances where you're both going to still feel, you're going to feel that ping to go somewhere, to do something, even if it's, you know, different places, different times, different days, right? Because it's like the universe is trying to get you two to basically answer the fucking call. Like, think about it. If someone's trying to blow up your phone and you're not answering, they're going to keep calling, they're going to keep calling, they're going to keep calling, they're going to text, they're going to FaceTime, or they're going to reach out to someone else, or they'll come fucking banging on your door, right? It's like the universe is trying to find a way for you two to finally answer the fucking phone, answer the call, so this way you two can meet. So this feels like it's someone you're meant to meet. You're meant to have whatever with. Now, outcome. Nine of Pentacles. I don't know. This might take a hot minute before it ever becomes anything, is what this feels like. Why the Nine of Pentacles? The Ace of Cups. All right, so it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute before it actually, you know, has a chance to get anywhere. Eventually this will come to be something, you know, that you two will have an encounter. This could be, you know, again, you kind of get blindsided, right? Eight of Pentacles. This could be, you know, you're going to work, or there's some place that you go to, or there's something that you do. There could be something, some situation where it's like, it feels like even if you two have this thing for, like, you know, ignoring the call, Eight of Pentacles is something that we put our energy into repetitively, you know, continually, religiously, every day even, right? So it's like, if you two have this thing where you're ignoring this instinctual call, what's going to happen is you're both going to kind of end up blindsided, because it feels like something's going to be orchestrated. It feels like a form of divine orchestration where there's going to be a point where you two are going to, you know, be put into a situation. All right, well, guess what? This one's always doing this and that one's always doing that at such and such place at such and such time. So guess what? Now we're going to, you know, kind of blindside bitches where they have no choice but to cross paths. That's kind of what that feels like. So it feels like it's going to take a hot minute before, you know, actually getting to a point where this can actually be a thing, because it feels like both y'all are going to have a form of resistance to it. And so there, it feels like more orchestration in a form of means to get you both in the same place at the same time to catch you off guard. Tell me about that moon card for advice. Embrace the unknown. Look, right off the rip, the moon card, it's that gravitational pull, right? You see, there's two here in this moon card. This is feeling an instinctual pull to do something, but there's an unknown variable. The moon energy, it's unknown. It's in the depths. It's unbeknownst to us, right? We don't know why. We don't know why we're feeling this draw. We're feeling this pull. We're feeling this alert. But if you or someone, if you're feeling drawn to go somewhere, to do something, answer the call. I'm literally hearing that phone. Answer the that song. Answer the phone. I know that you're home. Sugar Ray. Go for it. If you are feeling drawn to go somewhere, to do something, even if it's just to go outside or go for a late night walk, Four of Wands to the moon card, feeling drawn to go somewhere, to do something, do it. Because if you look at this Three of Pentacles, you and someone are meant to meet each other. That's what that feels like. So answer the call. Answer the intuitive, energetic call, because it's trying to pull you and someone together. All right. Now, let's see. For anyone who wants anything specific as to help them understand or know who this person might be, let's see. Tavern. Could be someone who likes to drink. Bit of a socialite. Someone could work at a nightclub. Someone can work in like a form of acts of service is what it feels like. But this also gives, you're going to feel drawn to go somewhere, to do something. But you got to answer the call. This is like even going somewhere completely out of place. Someone could be into sports, an athlete. Someone could be a trainer. Someone can be quite inquisitive. Someone could like books. Someone could like to read. Someone could like to study. Someone who likes to learn. Someone could have a strong air placement or just be an air sign. But this is like someone who very full of knowledge. Now, some of you will come to learn someone is just, you know, into sports and shit like that, or, you know, athletics. But this is giving Paula Abdul, opposites attract. So it could even be a bit of opposite. There could be something day and night. Oh, wow. There could be something day and night about you, which goes hand in hand with the Lovers. Gwen Stefani, or No Doubt, so different yet so the same. Your soulmate is not your usual type. This could be someone who's not your usual type. There could be something that's a bit, there's a form of duality between the both of you, where there's something like day and night. It's like the yin to your yang. Now I'm hearing that, what's that, Peanut Butter Jelly Time song? There'll be the peanut butter to your jelly, the yin to your yang. There's something day and night about you two. You're opposites. You're different yet the same. And you're being drawn towards each other. And this feels like this is someone who you're being instinctually drawn to, like in a physical setting. So this isn't going to be, you know, a Tinder swipe, or, you know, Bumblebee, or what's that Grinder, right? It's not going to be something on that. This is someone who you're going to be drawn to in the physical world. And there's something day and night about you too. So Cancer in 4th house, that's what I got for you. That's your read. All right. All right. Next up is going to be Leo in 5th house placements. But I'm going to take a moment, take a sip of coffee, because we've been doing it for an hour. See, I knew to start this read earlier. Yeah, I love that song. I love Paula Abdul. Now I got vibology in my head. You know what was one of my favorite videos? Who remembers the video, what's that, Rush Rush? The video she did with Keanu Reeves. There's this one part in that video, I fucking love it. Because, man, I feel that shit. Especially now, in my fucking 40s. I tell you, I feel that shit. There's, what's that? She asks him, there's this one part, right? Where she asks him, I believe, have you ever been in love? And he's like, if I was, I didn't know it, right? And she's like, isn't that sad? And he's like, no, it just means that we're not all alone or something like that. But I felt that shit. Like, think about it. How many can say that they've actually ever truly been in love? I mean, lust, sure, cared for someone, but actually in love, like love. See, I feel like that's why a lot of relationships fall out, because people fall in lust. People fall into each other, but they don't really open themselves up to actually fall in love. Hence, it's so easy to dispose of each other, right? That's a depth that not many reach. And I would be willing to bet money on it that if people in retrospect were to look at a majority of their connections, they can never really truly say that they were actually in love. It's a rare thing. You know how they say, like, you know, a good man or a good woman is hard to find? I feel like true love is hard to find. I mean, it's there, but people misconstrue connection for love. Just because you're connected to someone doesn't mean that you're in love with them. Just because you're with them or you can care about them or, you know, there's great sexual chemistry doesn't mean that it's love. Love is something else completely different. It's something that not most explore because you really have to go into the depths of that, right? So I love that. Oh, that always sticks out with me because I get that, especially now in my 40s. I really get that because I can honest to God say I've never truly been in love. Never. Then again, I never really dated or anything like that, right? Fun fact, I was married and yet never dated. That's my chart placements though. If you looked at my chart, I'm all unconventional, right? But yeah, I feel like a lot of people, that's why a lot of relationships, they don't work out because it's not love. It's something else that they just, they take as a form of replacement for love, right? I mean, think about it. How many people use the word I love you? And it's just, it becomes meaningless, right? It's just like another empty word. Yeah, same here. Fun fact, green-eyed, mine was a pity bang. I married a guy who I pity banged him. And he ended up sticking around. I felt bad for him. Never again. Oh my God, I will never settle. That was around the time in my life where I was like, well, fuck it, I'll just settle, right? No. Never, ever, ever settle. I will tell you all till I'm blue in the fucking face. Never, ever settle. Never settle. I did that once. Never again. You will highly regret settling in your life. Hey, Curly. How are you, my love? Exactly, Curly. Exactly. All right. Let us get started. All right, hold on. I'm going to take a sip of coffee now. Should be cool enough. Still hot as fuck. And again, that means the cup's doing its job. Oh, yeah. Look, let me tell you something enlightened. Look, I felt bad for the bitch because, you know, he didn't have a great summer. Like, dude got his fucking jaw broken and shit. And that's because he was fucked up and he ended up getting fucked up for doing that shit. So I felt bad for a bitch, right? You know, he was kind of cute. So I was like, you know, fuck it. I tossed him a bone. So I banged the bitch. Literally, you know that song 1 Minute Man? That was like that. It's like my literal thing was like, you know what? Yeah, I literally say to myself, yeah, we're not going to do that again. And literally as I say that, why this bitch text me, right? Because it's like I walked him out the door to leave my house. And I'm literally saying, yeah, we're definitely not going to do that again. Why this bitch hit me up? Oh, we should totally do that again. How about, you know, whenever, I'm like, and I felt bad. So I was like, okay. And then, okay, it became into, well, you know, fuck it, I guess, you know, fuck it, you know, because, and, it didn't end well. It didn't end well. But it ended. Oh man. That's why I will never, I will always tell you is do not settle. 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 Learn from my mistakes, people. Holy shit. Hey, perfect. How are you, baby? Oh my God. Oh, shit. Well, I definitely went to war with that bitch. Holy shit. Yeah, but that's why it's like, you know, never settle. Never, ever, ever settle. If it's not what you want, don't go for it. I should have. You know what's fucked up? That bitch owes me money because he committed tax fraud. That's what you get when you fucking settle. You get a fucking shady ass fucker. Talking about fucking claiming all my tax returns. I should have claimed that bitch on my fucking tax returns. But I couldn't even fucking claim my fucking tax returns. That bitch fucking committed fraud. Piece of shit. He was court ordered to pay it back, never did. Look, sometimes you just can't be charitable. No good deed goes unpunished. There you go. No good deed goes unpunished. True story. All right, so let's go ahead with Leo. What do we got going on for Leo and fifth house placements? Hold up. All right. Who is this person? How you'll meet your biggest challenge, future actions, and outcome and advice. Who they are. Ten of Pentacles. Literally, Gemini had that. Cancer had that come out as the clarifier. So if you have those in your chart, you might want to check those out. Someone else had the Five of Wands for how you meet. I can't remember who it was, though. This could be someone who has to walk away from something else. I got that immediately. All right, why the Ten of Pentacles for who they are? Could be someone who's very family oriented. Could be a single parent. Could be a fire sign. Wow. You're going to know this is the one. You're going to know who they are, the person. You're going to see them. You're just going to know that they're the one. Literally, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands to the King of Wands. To the Four of Wands under the deck, the High Priestess. You're just going to know. You're just going to know. You're going to know that this is the one. You're just going to know this is this is it. This is the one. This is the one I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. That's what that gives. Holy shit. Ten of Pentacles, King and Queen of Wands, full card, High Priestess, and the Four of Wands. You are just going to know that this is it. This is the one. You can meet this person at some form of event. This could be someone who you are literally instinctually drawn to. Maybe you just feel called to go somewhere to do something on a whim, and then boom, you meet this bitch. Could be that, but you're just going to know. It's going to be almost like you're just going to know right off the rip. It's like love at first sight, but I don't even want to say love. It's just like you don't know how you know, but you just know. You just know that this is the one. This is my person. This is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. You know, it's in plenty of movies and shit like that where it's like, I'm going to marry that girl or I'm going to marry that guy. It's like you're just going to know. You're just going to know. That's what it's going to give. You're going to be able to see yourself with, you know, you're just going to know. You don't know how you know, but you just know. Hey, Jessica, how are you, sweetheart? Five of Wands. Okay, so you're going to meet them around a time. Someone's just getting out of something. You're going to meet them around a time where you're going to hear something about relationship problems and they're just getting single. That's what this feels like. Someone's just getting out of a thing. Or you could be the one who's getting out of a relationship, right? Someone's freshly single, just getting out of a relationship. That's what this is giving. And I said that before, someone could have to walk away from something. There could be someone else. There could be someone else in the mix around the time that you first meet. Some of you could be involved with someone else around the time you meet this person. Or again, they, you. Now, for others of you, you're going to feel drawn to them. You don't know why you're going to feel drawn to them, but you do. But at the same token, you could try to fight it. Five of Wands could be trying to fight the feeling. I'm literally hearing that song, Hooked on Feeling. You're going to feel drawn to this person, almost like a moth to a flame. You don't know why. You don't know why you feel drawn to them, and you just know. But there's going to be a form of trying to fight the urge, fight the resistance. Especially even if you feel drawn to someone, you're going to fight it and resist it, especially if you know that, there's someone else in the mix, even if they're, on the rocks with someone. It's like, you know what, if they're like still dealing with some other shit, it's like you're not wanting to touch that shit with a 10-foot pole is what that feels like. Hence, you could just like kind of fall back, even if you feel even if you feel drawn to this person. There's a form of resistance, especially if there is someone else somewhere in the mix, whether that's an on again, off again, or just an ex kind of lingering around. It feels like some bullshit where there's someone else, even if it's like I'm hearing. What's that? Lady Gaga, Bad Romance. Like this is someone who's caught in a bad romance, and it's like they're single, but they're still dealing with the ex some way, shape, or how. And it's like you're just not going to want to touch that shit with a 10-foot pole, right? That's what that feels like. You're going to be resistant to it regardless, is what that feels like. That's how you're going to know. And for some of you, there's something in regards to someone else. Nine of Cups for the biggest challenge. What's the Nine of Cups for? Nine, by the way. Honestly, you, especially if you identify as a feminine, regardless of, your gender, right? The biggest challenge is someone being completely closed off, because it's like, not my circus, not my monkeys, right? Someone who has healthy boundaries, someone who's good on their own, right? Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups energy, right? Especially if there's any form of bullshit where there's some form of entanglement with someone else, right? It feels like there's something that's like, yeah, no, we're not trusting that. Nope. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. We're good. That's what this gives. If someone is somehow attached to someone else, it's like it's a no zone. It's a no dog type of energy, and you're just not going to want any part of it. Again, it's like the price of admission is too high. It's funny because I actually did a story like that on my other channel, the Morning Stories Tarot. That one's set to come out one of these days, over the next couple of days. There's different reads for different days. If you look, they're already scheduled. You might want to check that out. But that's what this is given. It's like if there's any form of entanglement, the price of admission is too high. It's like, even if you feel this draw to this person and somehow, a part of you is like, you don't know how you know, but you just know. But at the same token, you'll resist it, especially if there's something else going on where they're dealing with some other shit. It's like, especially if you're someone, you're completely independent type energy, right? Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. You have absolutely no attachments. Therefore, you're not wanting someone to bring in any form of bullshit or rah-rah or attachment into your life. It's like you want someone who will meet you where you're at. Hence, you're going to have a firm boundary and not even want to entertain it even energetically, regardless of how strong the pull and allure is. Their future actions. Wheel of Fortune. I'm hearing Ace of Base, Wheel of Fortune. This feels like, it's almost like, what am I doing? If this person is still kind of held up, or, you know, excuses are like assholes with this Eight of Swords energy, because Eight of Swords is also a form of self-imposed. But you see him looking, right? It's almost like, what am I doing? What am I doing over here? What am I doing with this? Why am I even? It's almost like if a part of him is still kind of held up in some other shit with someone else, it feels like they are going to take a look at it where it's like, what am I even doing? Why am I even, it's like they're seeing, I've got this thing over here. Why am I even still allowing this thing to pull me in? They could be turning their back on the one thing, freeing themselves from the net of whatever entanglement they have with someone else, and taking an opportunity in your direction is what that feels like. Because it feels like someone who is literally taking a form of accountability on their part, especially if they're allowing themselves to be pulled into any bullshit with an ex, right? It's like, what the fuck am I even doing? Why am I even, I'm not even with this person anymore. Why am I still doing this, right? Why am I still allowing them to pull me in, right? Because again, Eight of Swords, it's a choice. It's self-imposed. We choose to hold ourselves to situations, even if we want to play victim where it's like, well, it's not my fault. They keep pulling me in, or they keep trying to do this, or trying to bait me in. All right, but it takes you to, you know, turn and take the bait to catch the hook, unless if you turn around and say, you know what, no more. This is someone choosing to turn their back on the past. So this person is going to have some form of past situation, but ultimately it feels like they're going to choose to turn their back on it and proceed forward. Eight of Cups, outcome. Oh, the conquering hero, Temperance. This person's moving on from whatever the other situation is. It feels like they could be going towards you, but at the same token, you are not going to, you're going to tread carefully is what this feels like. Eight of Cups, Seven of Cups to the Six of Wands. This is like, it's given, they're going to remove themselves from whatever attachment that they're holding on to in regards to some form of other dynamic, but at the same token, you're not going to just, you know, be open and naive to it. This is like, you know, you're going to have to show me, you're going to have to prove to me that, you're really done with that shit, because I am not trying to get caught up in that shit. And they're going to step up. They're going to show up. It's what that feels like with that Six of Wands. You're going to see. They're going to take their time, as long as you're willing to give them the time is what that feels like. Wait a minute. Did I pull out a card for the advice? Or was the Queen of Swords the advice? I don't remember if I pulled it. I don't think I pulled out a card for advice. Does anyone remember if I pulled out a card for advice? All right, let me see. Advice. Six of Swords. Magician. Look. Stick to your guns. You know what you want, right? So don't be afraid to speak on it, right? Think about it. Six of Swords, it's a way of forward movement, but at the same token, you see underneath there, there's a shark. If you know what it is that you want, right? You know what you want. You know your worth. There is no need to settle for less than. There's also no need to be quiet. Because when you're quiet, what happens? Well, then, you end up with a monster, right? Be very, very persistent in what it is that you want. Speak your piece. Don't be afraid to see where this goes also, but at the same token, don't be afraid to speak your piece as well. 6-6, by the way. Judgment. So you might want to give this a chance, right? But at the same token, don't just, go in blind, go in willy-nilly. Be clear, Communication is going to be key and detrimental to this. Be very straightforward. Because I feel like this person is going to want to show up, and they're going to show to you that they are truly done with that past shit. But I feel like, you're going to you're going to stand your ground. You just stand your ground. You know, if someone is truly done and they're not looking back, you know, they'll show up and you'll see it. The truth always reveals itself, right? And not by words, by actions. So allow this person's actions to speak the volumes that you need to see. Because don't just go off of words, go by actions, right? And that's where you can make your decision moving forward. Allow them to show you, right? Not just tell you, but actually physically show you. Sun card is literally you, but that's also, you know, that action talks, bullshit walks. So if you actually see them showing you in that sense, their actions are, they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk, then, you know, make a decision based off of that. Go by what you see, not by what you hear or think, right? But yeah, let's see what else we got for you. For those who want to know who this person is, more details as to who this might be. Roof wanted to jump out. I'm not taking jumpers though. This could be someone who's someone could be a roofer, or someone could, like high-rise. Why are these jumping? Someone could work in finance. Someone could have stocks or investments. Exactly, it's a choice, green-eyed. Elevator. Going down, loving an elevator. Home. Someone could be a homebody. I mean, up and down. So this is going to have a bit of highs and lows to it. Someone could work in the cooking industry. Someone could be a chef or work in a restaurant or work in the service industry. Someone could have a culinary background or work in hospitality. I don't know why I just got transactional. Does it have the ability for something? Absolutely. But it's all dependent upon... The only thing that could pull this down is if this person chooses to stay held on to whomever. Hence, let their actions speak for themselves. The Sun card is action. So allow this person's actions to speak for themselves. People can talk the talk all that they want, right? But talk is cheap at the end of the day. If someone still chooses to hold themselves to a situation, regardless of whatever the excuses are like assholes, then you make your decision based upon those actions. Or if someone chooses to finally say, you know what, I am going to choose to free myself of this shit, because Eight of Swords, it is a choice. Doesn't matter if someone's pulling them into some bullshit or rah-rah. They're choosing to allow it to happen, right? When your cutoff game is strong and you're truly done with someone, there's nothing and no way that this person's going to pull you back in, right? Because it's a choice. We choose to entertain it, or we choose to say enough is enough and move on, right? So allow their actions to speak for themselves. Now, if their actions say that they've truly cut this person off and they're moving on, then, you know, you make your decision based upon that. But if their actions aren't aligning with their words and they are still somehow finding themselves or allowing themselves to get caught up in the bullshit when they're, well, then make your decision based upon that, because that price of admission is just not worth it. You don't need that fucking mess if this person wants to stay entangled to someone else. So do with that what you will. But Leo, end. Fifth house is what I got for you. That's your read. All right, let me see. Trying to get these. All right, there's one more. Where is it? Where is it? I thought there was another card. All right, let me see. I guess not. Remember, everybody, action talks, bullshit walks. Well, think about it. Some people, like I put it like this. My thing was some years ago, I put it as you can categorize people where, especially if it comes to inconsistency. So if someone is reliably unreliable, which goes, it takes heed with that inconsistency, well, then that's their consistent pattern. They're reliably unreliable, or they're consistently inconsistent. Therefore, you know everything you need to know and base your decision making moving forward in regards to that information, right? But at the end of the day, people always show us who they are regardless. It's just a matter of, are we willing to accept it and decide, are we going to continue to allow this, or, you know, keep this circus in our life, or are we going to remove this from our life because we don't want it, you know? It's all choice, and we're all accountable for, you know, things that go on in our life, including shitty people, because we choose to entertain it. Excuse me. All right. Next up is Virgo and 6th house. No, you want someone you know you can count on. Well, that's the reason why people should really need to focus on the relationship with themselves before they worry about a relationship with someone else, because regardless of whoever the person is, the relationship you have with someone else is only going to be a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. And if you have a good relationship with yourself, you're not afraid to eat alone. You're not afraid to sit at the table by yourself, because anyone you have at that table is who you choose to allow to sit at that table, right? And you're not going to choose to have someone who's going to make you feel like shit or disrespect you. Are you going to invite someone into your house to come sit at your house, sit at your table and make a meal for them, knowing damn well that this person is only going to disrespect you, trash your house, trash talk you? No, you're not going to openly invite someone to come in and basically tear you down and tear your home down. And that's why the relationship with yourself is so important, because any relationship outside of the one with yourself is just a reflection of the one you have with yourself. And if you have a bad relationship with yourself, most people don't want to hear it, but if you have a bad relationship with yourself, then you're going to settle for bad relationships. Because how many people, they will cry about, they won't do this and they won't do that, and they keep doing this and they keep doing that, or they keep betraying me, or they're not being loyal to me, or they lie, they cheat and steal, or they won't do this and that, and yet you are doing all the same shit to yourself. They won't be loyal to me. You're not being loyal to yourself, because you are choosing to allow someone to hurt you. You are not looking out for your best interest. You are not loving you enough when you choose to tolerate someone who makes it blatantly clear they could give a rat's fuck about you and what their actions do to you. It's all a choice. So therefore, that's why my channel, the main focus of my channel is you and building the relationship with yourself. Because when you build that good, healthy relationship with yourself, you're not afraid to tell someone to go fuck themselves. You're not afraid to turn someone away. You will be selective as fuck. You're not going to just fucking take scraps. You're not a fucking, you're not a desperate bitch. If you're a desperate bitch, then you need to work on the relationship with yourself before looking for someone, because no one and nothing, no relationship outside of you is going to fix what's broken in you. And that's the problem. People look for someone else to hold them as a band-aid to make them feel better. And then they end up feeling worse off than they did before they ended up with that one. You know? Hey, Gypsy Moon. On the same way, green-eyed. There's literally, outside of my kids, there's literally one human being, aside from, the people who live here with me, right? There's only literally one, like, human being, like, social friend human being who knows where I live. I don't tell no one my shit. You're welcome, baby. Exactly. Hey, Nancy, how are you, baby? All right, next up is Virgo in 6th house, right? We just did Leo. Next is Virgo. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm the same way. Shit, people don't even know what my kids look like unless if you're actually in my life. You ain't gonna know what my kids look like. I don't put them online like that. All right, I'm pretty sure we're on Virgo now. All right, what do we got going on for Virgo? Could be a Cancer. Could be someone who travels. Someone could be built. I'm hearing that song. She's a brick house. She's mate. Someone could be a brick house. How you'll meet. Ooh. The devil. Why is this giving drive it home? Now I'm hearing that song Motivation. Kelly Rowland. Okay. Hey, Elegant. How are you, babes? Yeah, I'm the same way. I literally have my business page for Facebook, and outside that, I have like a personal private profile. It's literally just got my kids on it, and that's it. The only people who can see the stuff, like with pictures and stuff like that, is literally my kids. And that's it. You know? That's because, you know, I got grown kids who live on the, you know, East Coast still. So, let's see. Let's see advice. Tower. Okay. All right, so why the Chariot for who they are? Some of you could be a Cancer, someone who travels. This could be someone who travels for work. Someone could be a truck driver even. Doesn't have to be. I just got drawn to it. Papa could be a bit of a rolling stone. Why the Two of Wands? Two of Pentacles. This feels like a lot of back and forth. There's a form of inconsistency. This feels like kind of in and out. This feels like this could be someone who's, you know, kind of in and out type of energy. Could be a traveler, could be a wanderer, but I feel like there's some form of level of inconsistency where you might... This is like, it's almost like someone who's kind of in and out. Some of this could be someone who you've already had, you know, dealings with, but there's a form of inconsistency where it's like kind of back and forth. Do I really want to deal with this person again? Do I really want to do this again? Or, you know, or do I even want to really deal with this if you know, like this, maybe this is someone who is like, I'm hearing that song On the Road Again. They're on the road. They do this, they do that. Or there's just something about their energy. It's, you don't know what you're going to get. It's like very inconsistent type of energy. It almost gives like, I don't know if someone is maybe like bipolar or something, or like a Jekyll and Hyde type of energy, but it's like, you never know what you're going to get with this person. It's like a flip of the coin. It's just so kind of all over the place. That's what this feels like. You're just not going to know. I don't know. It feels like think of like magnets, right? If you flip the magnet the one way, it's going to repel the other if you push it towards it, right? There's some form of repellent effect when it comes to this person and the way that they conduct themselves, the way that they do things. There's going to be something about it that kind of is, it's like offsetting and repelling. Or they're just very inconsistent. It could even be flaky. Where you're gonna, you know, be like, I don't even know. Do I even really want to deal with this person? Or if this is someone who there could be like kind of on again, off again. It's like inconsistent. I don't like it. It's just so weird. It's so all over the place. This person could like be moody or some shit. Or just all over the place in nature. This could also be someone who like literally jumps from one thing to the other. It's like someone who just doesn't know what the fuck that they want. They're kind of all over the place. That's the energy that I'm getting. It's like someone who's kind of all over the place. Tell me about this devil. This person, some of you can meet this person through the job, but this is someone who's like heavily fixated on something in regards. Like the flash that I just had, like, I know not everyone like is a therapist, like the flash that I had, so you can take with this what you will, right? The way that I'm seeing it is like someone who goes to a therapist every week to complain about something, right? It's like transactional. So this could be someone you meet through a career stance, right? Some way, shape, or how. But it feels like there's something in regards to them and really like kind of... I'm hearing Taylor Swift. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. This is like someone who, there's something that they fixate, or it's like a form of hyperfixation in regards to relationships or a specific relationship. But for me to get Taylor Swift too, this is like someone where it's like, and now I'm hearing, am I the problem? Am I the problem? They have this negative stance in regards to connections, right? And it's almost like someone who, they're very immature in nature, and it's like they always blame, it's always the other person. It's like, there's some form of work setting, or if it's not a work setting, there's some place that you go to, some place that you frequent, that you put your energy into regularly, that you'll see this person. And at this time, they like to talk a lot about someone who they're hyper fixated on, some form of relationship, where it's like, oh, like, those types of bitches who it's always everyone that they've been with that's the problem. Never are they ever the problem in their life, right? It's always everyone else. And this one, oh yeah, this one's a narcissist, and this one's a, this one did me that. It's like they basically like to play the victim, right? And they paint everyone else to be the bad guy. That's what that gives. So this is someone there, it feels very, that's probably why I don't like the energy so much, because it feels very low vibrational. This is like a low vibrational bitch who like doesn't really take a look at their own self. They basically, I'm hearing that song, what's that? I know you like to think your shit don't stank, but lean a little bit closer, your roses really smell like doo-doo. This is someone who thinks that their own shit don't stink. That's what that's given. And I feel like this is someone who you're around. There's some place that they frequent around you. I don't know why I'm hearing truck stop. Maybe someone's a trucker, but this is also given like, like there could be a place that, like, if you work in a service industry, there's some place that you see them repetitively, and this is like someone who will always talk about, this person or that person. It's like they're obsessed with it. It's like they obsess over like a relationship that's not a relationship anymore, and it's like always trying to. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right, let's just see what else, because I don't like this energy. I really don't. This feels like someone, like literally we were having the conversation, in the intermission there, right before doing this read, where it's like, people have to take a look at themselves, and this is like someone who doesn't really take a look at themselves. Hence, you could just be like, I don't even know if I really want to deal with this shit. You might not even really know if you want to deal with this shit, right? So, 5 of Wands for the biggest challenge. This feels like someone who's like drama, like bullshit. They're on that bullshit. The problem is you're not going to want anything to do with it. Look, King of Swords to the 2 of Swords to the 5 of Cups. You're not going to want anything to do with it. You're going to see this person for who and what they are. You view this person as someone who's just completely immature. But this is like, you're not going to want anything to do with this bitch. You could even end up cutting them off. You might just decide you don't want to deal, you don't even want to talk to this bitch. It's like, look, dude, bro, I'm sorry that, you're going through all that, but at the same token, not my circus, not my monkeys. You handle that shit. You deal with that shit yourself. But I don't need to hear it. It's like, look, I got real shit going on. I ain't trying to deal with that shit. That's what that gives. All right. Ace of Cups for their future actions. Emperor. Empress. Wow. You cutting this bitch off is going to flip a switch in this bitch. So you're going to cut this bitch off. Not only are you going to cut this bitch off, you cutting them off forces them to take a look at themselves and get their shit together, but also they end up wanting to come towards you. Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Cups, the World card. So you're going to get tired of this bitch. You're going to cut this bitch off, and then they're going to step up and want to come back. You're going to be the catalyst for this person to take a look at themselves. And that's going to also make them want to come your way. Did not see that coming. All right, tell me the outcome. 7 of Swords. Queen of Cups. You're going to be like, bitch, you're going to try to avoid this bitch like the plague. You're going to be closed off to it. Look, you're going to be closed off to this bitch. The 7 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. You're not going to believe this shit. You're going to be like, don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Like seriously. Because you're going to have this bitch pegged for however they come off to you in the beginning. And then it's like, they come back around all of a sudden, you know, with this Ace of Cups, Emperor, Empress, right? Where it's like, oh my God, you were made for me and I was made for you. And you're going to be like, excuse, what? You're not going to be open to this shit. The advice is the Tower. The Queen of Wands. The Page of Swords. The 10 of Cups, Ace of Wands. I don't know. It feels like hear them out, at least. This person's going to want to talk. There's going to be some form of thing where there's no communication. You're going to hit a point where there's no communication. Then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, this person's coming in with communication. Now, all of a sudden, this person has interest towards you. They're coming towards you. What you do with that, it's up to you. That's up to you. But it feels like the advice, at the very least, is to hear them out. Listen to what they have to say and do what you will from there. All right. For anyone who wants specifics, hey, Virginia, how are you, baby? For anyone who wants specifics as to whom this might be. Weird science, dun, dun, dun. Someone could be a bit of a science geek, science nerd, or just a nerd. No. I'm hearing, what's that Weird Al? White and nerdy. Someone could be white and nerdy. Someone could like cheesy shows or cheesy movies, especially for me to get weird science. It was a movie and then a series. All right, let me see. You're going to analyze the fuck out of this person. This person's, but you see that laboratory, it goes with like that hot mess type energy. You're just not going to know what to make of this person because it feels like there's just like kind of all over the place in the beginning. They're like a fucking mess. Yeah, look. This bitch is going to come off a type of way to you and you're not going to like it. You're going to end up cutting them off, right? But you know what's funny? You cutting them off. I'm drawn to this card. You see the genius? I'm drawn to this where it's like the Matrix. You cutting this bitch off, right? It's what kind of wakes them up. Think of the Matrix, you know, unplugging, waking up from the Matrix, right? You crack the code. Your cut off to this bitch is what, like, it's like the shake up that they need to fucking wake their asses up. That's what that feels like. Hence, when they come back towards you, it's like a day and night type of energy. Hence, I feel like why the advice is emphasized, just hear them out at the very least. So, Virgo and 6th house, that's what I got for you. That's your read. All right. Oh, absolutely. All right, let me they? Yeah, I remember that. I love that movie. All right, next up is Libra and 7th house placements. Just a moment, though. Let me check something right quick. All right. Okay. What do we got going on for Libra and 7th house? Who are they? Well, soulmate connection. How you'll meet. Wow. 2 of Cups to the Lovers. Biggest challenge. Communication. Knight of Cups. Conveying emotion. Their future actions. Knight of Swords. Outcome. Temperance. Time tells all. Only time will tell. And the advice. Devil. So, who are they? Well, there's someone who you're going to feel an instant connection with. Hopefully they're not someone already in a connection. Tell me about the 2 of Cups. 9 of Pearls. You know you wanna kiss the girl. Why does this feel like you'd give anything for a chance with this bitch? You're going to feel the connection instantly with this person. It's just like you two get each other. You two click, right? You're also going to question where it's like, why? Why do I... It's almost like, why? You're not going to understand it. You're not going to understand this connection. You're not going to understand the pull, the feel that it has. You're not going to understand why you feel so drawn to this person. It's giving like it's. For some of you, it's also, I don't know why this person would want to be with me. Why they could have anyone that they want? Why me? I don't know why I just got that, but that's what I got. 2 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups. This is almost like they could have anyone they want. Why would they want me? Some of you could even be, how is this person not in a relationship? Or how are they not taken yet? How is this person still single? That's what that gives. All right, tell me about the Lovers for how you'll meet. You're going to just be drawn to this person. You two are going to be drawn to each other like moths to the flame. 10 of Cups. I'm hearing Janet Jackson. That's the way love goes. Like a moth to a flame, burned by the fire. My love is blind. Can't you see my desire? That's the way love goes. There's something secret. You two are just going to be drawn to each other like moths to the flame. But at the same token, there's something about... I'm hearing that song. Don't listen to what people say. They don't know about you and me. Girl, stay out your mind because it's jealousy. They don't know about this thing. With that 4 of Pentacles, I'm getting a sense of like secret, like I'm hearing Madonna's secret. My baby's got a secret. It's, I don't know if it's secret or protecting from one's family or something like that. There's something in regards to the family dynamic. There's something in regards to family. It's like keeping it from, not wanting to tell anyone, but at the same token, wanting to protect someone. Especially if there's, because now I'm drawn to the whole soulmate is not your usual type shit, right? We got the Two of Cups and then we got the Lovers there, right? There could be something different, or maybe there's something about it where there's something taboo, or there's some form of differences where the family, there's something about the family where it would be like a form of disapproval or something like that. It is. It's like keeping it, not wanting to tell someone. It feels like a family dynamic, but also wanting to protect the it's like, how do I explain it? It's like not wanting to tell the family, but at the same token, wanting, and it's because wanting to protect at the same time. There's a duality to this. There's a duality to this Four of Pentacles, where it's like trying to protect someone. I don't know, maybe someone's family is like a bunch of piranha or something like that. Some of you can meet them through like a family member or a family friend or something like that. Because now I just saw the flash of like, it's like, where have you been keeping this person? Are you keeping this person all to yourself? There's something about this person, you're going to want to keep them all to yourself. Or vice versa. I don't know. The Knight of Cups for the, hey Zoe, how are you, baby? The Knight of Cups for the challenge. The emotions. Feeling something, but difficulty conveying it. I'm hearing that song. I'm still hearing it. Don't listen to what people say. But I'm now hearing the hook. You're my angel. The problem is conveying the emotions that someone feels, because this is like something where someone feels it so profoundly. I feel like self-worth, I don't know why I'm getting self-worth with that Queen of Pentacles. There's something in regards to one's self-worth that makes it more difficult. Someone could have some form of lack of self-worth or something, especially if they're asking themselves, why would they want to be with me? But the biggest challenge is conveying of one's emotions, what one feels. It's like you can feel that someone has something for you. You can feel that there's something there, but they're just not saying it. So it's like your intuition is going to be screaming the one thing, but you're not actually seeing it or hearing it being conveyed in the actual physical. It's very unspoken. Knight of Swords for their future actions. Oh, really, green-eyed? That happens to the best of us. It's a fashion trend. Remember Criss Cross? They used to wear their clothes backwards. Wow. King and Queen of Pentacles now. To the Empress. It's literally your card, Four of Wands. I feel like this is something that's going to take a while to actually get to a place where someone actually takes a form of initiative, because communication is going to be the biggest factor. For some of you, there could even be some form of break where, because someone isn't saying the things or doing the things, there's a form of inconsistency or something. There could be some form of silence between the two of you for a while with that High Priestess. in which case you become more focused on your everyday 3D tangible with that Queen of Pentacles, right? Until, you know, their future actions, they finally, after some time, they could break the silence and step up. All of a sudden stepping up in this energy of, you know, wanting to match you, wanting to... There's something about house in order, though. There's something in regards to their house or their family. This could be someone who has issues in regards to their own self-worth or self-esteem because of, like, family. Especially, I'm getting, like, vipers or piranha. Hence, wanting to... They're closed off. It could be just closed off emotionally. This could be someone who tells themselves they can't be happy. And then you come along and it's like, holy shit. Temperance for the outcome. Only time will tell. And I'm hearing time after time. I don't know. This is like a cliffhanger type one. It's like the edge of your seat. I don't know. Only time will tell. This feels like it could be a hit or miss. It depends, really. I mean, with the temperance, it's all divine timing. But you could get to the point where you remove yourself from this and go in a whole different direction entirely. Eight of Cups to the Fool card to the Ace of Pentacles. You might just decide to go in a whole other different direction and call this a loss. Especially if there's any form of silence between the two of you and they take, I want to say lollygag, I don't know why, but I want to say lollygag. If they lollygag and take their sweet ass time before actually taking form of initiative and taking some form of action towards you, you could, you know, oh, I'm hearing Katy Perry, the one that got away. You could end up being the one that got away to them if they wait too long. So this could be something that kind of slips through the fingers. I mean, or, you know, you could choose to say, you know, if you walk away from this at any point, if there's any form of breaks or silence with the High Priestess, and then there's amount of time, a surmountable amount of time with that Knight of Pentacles of no speaking, then all of a sudden they break the silence, they start talking. After you've already removed yourself, you know, you could decide to give this another go, give this a real chance. Fool card to the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, it's all dependent upon you. There's free will. Tell me about the Devil for advice. Six of Wands. All right. So this could be someone, oh, I just realized we have the Devil and the Lovers, which is what the Devil comes after the Lovers, you know, after something sets it to be healthy, unhealthy, and toxic, right? Hence the attachment. So this could be something that becomes a bit of an attachment, especially if there's any form of breaks where there's a form of silence prolonged with that Knight of Pentacles to the High Priestess, right? So hence it goes from being Lovers, Two of Cups to the Devil, right? Think about what it is that you truly, truly want, right? Is this, if this, there's something in regards to this dynamic, right? Something's going to happen that's going to taint the well. So you need to really take a look at the situation and really think, is this what you truly, truly want, right? And is it for the right reasons? Or, you know, are they coming towards you for the right reasons? Is it just that they want what they cannot have now, you know, because you got away with that Eight of Cups, you walked away, right? Also be mindful, because for some of you with the Six of Wands to the Star card, if there is some situation that arises, in which case, you know, someone taints the well and then there's a form of hiatus, if at any time this person should want to reappear, but it's at a time where you are going through some form of accolades, there's some form of achievement, wish, dream, whatever, in regards to career aspiration. You got to ask yourself, are they coming back for the right reasons? Because especially if there's already a form of tainted well, if you have some form of good fortune going on in your life at a time that they want to, you know, reappear in your life, I don't know, you might not look at it as for the right reasons. And that might give the whole dynamic, the whole connection, a negative foundation to build upon, because a part of you will always tell yourself, a part of you could always tell yourself, you know, it was only because of this that all of a sudden they want to come back, right? That's what that gives. So this is someone you're going to go on a form of silence with, a form of hiatus. Time will go on, and then boom, all of a sudden when you've moved on from it, that's when they want to come back in. But it could be around a time that you got something good going on for you, in which case, you know, you got to ask yourself, are you going to be able to look past this, or, you know, not second guess, or is the well too tainted because of whatever happens along that way? All right, let's see what other things there could be. Hey, Zoe. Could be someone with military background, or just someone who's very an authoritative figure. Wow. Someone could work in some form of authority or some form of service, military, police officer, enforcement. Very headstrong type of energy. Someone could wear a uniform. Uniform is heavily emphasized. What are the fucking odds, right? Now I'm hearing, what's that? Against all odds. Genesis. Took me a minute. This ship might end up sailing. There could be distance. There's going to be some distance. This might end up becoming a burnt bridge for whatever reason. Especially if there's something in regards to someone has difficulty in conveying emotion, or just, you know, feeling like, you know, love exists, or, you know, whatever. There's whatever reason is, right? Everyone has their own excuses for shit. I'm not here to dissect it, but that's given. So, I mean, ultimately it's up to you. This could end up being something that, you know, the ship sails on it and the bridge is burned for whatever reasons. But yeah, Libra and 7th house is what I got for you. That's your read. Keep hearing Katy Perry, the one that got away. It could end up being the one that got away. All right. Next up, Scorpio and 8th house. Just a moment. I have a cup of coffee and check up on the chat right quick. Zoe, why would you want someone who's with someone else? Remember, how you get them is how you lose them. Don't be a side. Don't be a main. Be the only bitch a motherfucker entertains. Don't do that. Trust me, if someone truly wanted to be with you, they would be with you, right? Don't hold on to the idea of what could possibly be. Look at things for what they are, not what you want them to be. A lot of people will fuck themselves up looking at things through the eyes of potential. Well, potentially one day we could go off into the sunset. Potentially one day they could want to choose me. Don't be a pick me, choose me. Be the bitch that a motherfucker chooses. Just like be the bitch who will choose to walk away if they can't. All right. Scorpio in 8th house. What do you got going on for Scorpio in 8th house? Who is this person to you? 9 of Cups. Someone's very happy-go-lucky. The Wheel of Fortune. How you'll meet. By chance of fate. Okay. So it's a fated encounter. Biggest challenge. Four of Swords. Silence. Breaking the ice. Future actions. Five of Cups. Outcome. Ace of Wands. Okay. Yeah, but Zoe, he's already, like, it doesn't matter if he drives your way. He's with someone else. Again, we teach people how to treat us. So if you're gonna teach a person that it's okay to come entertain you while they're still literally in a whole ass relationship, then you're telling them, I'll settle for scraps. Fuck that shit. I say let her have him and focus on the new. Look forward. Don't look backward. If you're looking backward, you're going to trip on your face and you can miss out on something really good in front of you. Too many people get caught up in looking back and focusing on what didn't work out in the hopes that, well, maybe. And it's like, well, maybe it was never meant to work out. And maybe you're just holding yourself back from something a lot better, but you're not seeing it because you're looking behind, you know? Hey, Ramen, how are you? All right, Nine of Cups for who they are. Bit of a mystery. So this could be someone who is very happy-go-lucky, also a bit mysterious, a bit enigmatic. Could be a bit of a pull towards this person. It's going to be a hard read or hard tell. You're going to have difficulty reading this person and they you. This feels like someone who you'll literally be around physically, social setting. Could be through friends or something like that. Six of Pentacles to the Three of Cups to the Six of Swords. You're just going to feel drawn to this person. You're both going to feel drawn to each other. And you don't know why. Again, there's that form of mystery and allure. But someone who's very pleasant, happy-go-lucky type of energy. Someone who's very content in their own company. Someone who enjoys their own company with that Nine of Cups. Kind of low-key, stays to themselves, a bit enigmatic. All right. How you'll meet. Wheel of Fortune. It feels like by chance of fate. It's like someone you're meant to meet. Wow. King of Wands. Six of Cups. There could be some form of, it feels like fate would bring you two together through some form, whether it be through person or a form of circumstance. That's what this feels like. It's not giving me more than that. I feel like fate would bring you two together through some form of meeting of circumstance or, you know, through a person or something. I'm getting drawn heavily to sun energy. Could be someone who you meet around the summer. Someone could also be a Leo with the King of Wands there. But even though this is the Wheel of Fortune, could be fixed energy. Leo's a fixed sign. I'm drawn to the emphasis of the sun there. Someone could be very attractive as well. All right. Biggest challenge. Communication. Someone's a bit more closed off. Someone kind of stays to themselves. Again, someone stays to themselves. They're kind of quiet, kind of low key. Tell me more. Fool card. All right, so someone is a bit more quiet, low key to themselves. This is like someone who goes out, they don't go out of their way to start a conversation with nobody, right? So the biggest challenge is you got to just jump in and basically rip the Band-Aid off to start a conversation is what that feels like. Yeah, see, Three of Pentacles under the deck. So like say if you're dealing with a feminine, this feminine, they're in more so of a receptive energy. This is like they're not going out of their way to approach or start conversations. Like if you want to initiate something, you're going to have to take the lead on it is what that feels like. Or if you identify as the feminine, the biggest thing is, you know, you just getting this person to actually, you know, initiate a form of interaction with you is what that feels like. That's going to be the biggest obstacle. All right. Future actions. Why the Five of Cups? I don't know. They might overthink it a bit much. They might feel like you're not interested. It's like someone who kind of hesitates to proceed forward, to rip off the Band-Aid because they overthink it. This is like someone who, well, maybe they don't like me. Maybe they're just not interested. Maybe they just don't want to talk to me. Maybe they just don't want nothing to do with me. That's what it feels like. Someone overthinks it instead of just like kind of going for it. Tell me more. Someone could be a bit intimidated. The difficult... They could even be a bit intimidated. All right. So they overthink it. There's a form of reluctancy. So it's going to take a minute before any form of action is initiated. Justice wanted to jump out. Tell me about that Ace of Wands for the outcome. Someone sees their way in, is what that feels like. Hermit, Lovers. It's like jump rope, Eight of Wands. So this feels like they might hold back until they see their window. That's what this feels like. So when they see their window, then open window, this could be, you know, again, this could be someone who you're actually physically around with a Hierophant. But it's like, it feels like they're going to stay to themselves because they're going to overthink it a lot, especially when it comes to getting the foot in the door in ways of communication, having a conversation, right? But ultimately, they're going to wait for the right moment when they feel the moment is right, when they see that open window, and just like kind of go for it. So this could be, you know, I don't know, maybe you all have the same shift with that Hierophant card. Doesn't have to be, but this could just be someone, it could be from the job, or it could be just, again, someplace that you go to, some form of establishment, right? But it's like chance would have you two literally next to each other, or, you know, some shit where, all right, well, this is my window to start a conversation, so let's do it. Let's rip off that Band-Aid. In which case it closes out one cycle and enters a new Star card with the advice. Wow. Leave your light on. I don't know why. I'm literally hearing, better put your light on, better put your light on. Leave your light on. And I don't mean, it doesn't mean like, you know, literally leave a light on. You know, like, oh, let me leave on a light and this bitch will come to the fucking window. Come on inside, wait by the light of the moon, Melissa Etheridge. But it's like leave your receptor on in a sense, right? Because this could be the ability to be something that you always wanted and more. Six of Cups to the Star card. This feels like a past life soulmate coming in. Something that has the ability to be something, you know, that you've always wanted and then some. But you just have to have your receptors on. You might not realize it. You might think about it. Like, I'm drawn to the aspect of like resting bitch face, right? You know, anyone with any Scorpio placements has a tendency for resting bitch face, right? It's like, look, I'm not mad, I'm not angry. That's just my face, right? But it's giving that. So just make sure you have your receptors on, because you might come off a way where it gives like, you know, you don't want to be bothered, in which case it could be a bit intimidating to whoever this is. Hence, it takes a bit for them to actually work up to, it's like they have to wait for the right time when they feel like the right time. And you notice the Hermit card here. The Hermit, it's that north light, it's the star, it's the lantern, right? It's like when that light goes on, and I was drawn to the light energy of this Ace of Wands, once that light goes on, that's when they'll take their chance, you know, to pave the way and start a conversation, Eight of Wands. But they have to, this feels like someone who could be a bit intuitive. They're trying to feel the room, read the room, for when it feels like you would be receptive to it. So just leave your light on, energetically speaking. All right, let's see. What else we got going on? Have a good night, sweetheart. Countryside. Someone could be from the countryside. I don't feel called to take a jumper, though. Garden. That also gives like that star card energy. You can meet this person outdoors or someplace. There could be some place that you frequent, that you see this person is what this feels like. Birthplace. Someone could be from someplace different. You two could be from different states, different towns, different counties, different countries, something like that. Someone can be a transplant to where someone is. Someone could be a bit of a dreamer. Engineer. I'm drawn to someone could have a criminal background. I don't feel that heavily. I'm drawn to the energy of discipline. Someone could be very well disciplined. That goes hand in hand with the engineer. Someone could be in architecture, or someone could wear glasses, or, you know, again, someone is just very disciplined. Hence, they would be very matter of fact into the approach. They would wait for the right time. That also goes with that kind of overthinking energy too. This person's going to be pursuing, but in the sense that they're going to wait for when it feels right, when they feel it's the right time to make the move, right? Think about an engineer, right? You got to wait till you have all the moving parts, all the moving parts are in motion. So this feels like someone who's very well disciplined. They have a bout of patience to them. Patience is a virtue. And this is someone who's going to wait for, you know, that light to go on, where it's a sense of all moving parts are in motion, where they feel like they can finally get this going. That's what this feels like. So this could be something that takes a bit of a while to actually get to that one stage where, you know, you actually, you know, build a form of rapport is what that feels like. But Scorpio and 8th house, that's what I got for you. That's your read. Hey, Enigmatic, how are you, baby? Hi, Elegant. Yeah, I feel you on that. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten that in my whole fucking life. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Why you look mad? Not mad, it's just my face, bitch. Can't even do a FaceTime without a bitch being like, well, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me like that? Like, what? It's just my face. It's a gift and a curse. All right. Next up is Sagittarius and 9th house placements. All right. What do we have going on for Sagittarius and 9th house? I'm hearing Taylor Swift. Look what you made me do. She's a Sag too. The world goes on another day, another drama. But not for me, not for me. All I think about is karma. Maybe I'll get mine, but you'll all get yours. But I work smarter, I work harder. Okay. I'm good, my love. All right, let's see who they are. Chariot could be a Cancer, or just someone who travels. Someone else had that. I think it was a Virgo had that. All right. How you'll meet. A few people have gotten the 5 of Wands in this same exact spot. So some of you are just like watching all multiple placements. Biggest challenge. Their future. Whoa. Go from 0 to 100 real quick. Outcome. Oh, hell, the conquering hero. Advice. This could be someone who is from a distance, someone who travels, or could just be a Cancer with that Chariot card. Tell me more about the Chariot. You're welcome, baby. Could literally be a Cancer. We have the Queen of Cups to the Chariot, both cards of Cancer. This is someone who has left something. This could be someone who is literally like kind of left something behind. This could be someone who's literally like kind of uprooting, physically moving, or physically moves. Chariot to the Tower, to the Eight of Cups. This is someone who has literally kind of moved on from something and they're starting over again. The Tower comes when things aren't working, hence we can build from the rubble. We can restructure, rebuild. So this is someone who is moving on. Some of you could be someone who's literally physically moved from someplace and now they're just like rebuilding, is what that feels like. They're in this rebuilding process of their life. How you'll meet. Five of Wands. To the Justice. Some of you can meet them through the court system. Someone could be going through a difficult time in their life, but justice can also be like contracts and stuff like that, like legal documents. This could be someone who's new to the area, new to a place. Full card is a fresh start. So this, you'll meet them at a time when they're having a fresh start in their life. This could be someone, perhaps this is someone moving into the house next door, right? Again, especially if someone is literally physically moving with that Chariot to the Tower, starting over again, right? Walking away, Eight of Cups, from an unsatisfactory time in their life, right? Something wasn't working, something was displeasing. This could be someone who's, you know, out there finding themselves, or, you know, starting their life over. But someone who's having a fresh start nonetheless. Someone could have kids. I don't know why I just saw with the Five of Wands where it's like two kids kind of bickering. Doesn't have to be. That could be a side note. You're going to meet them at a time that they're... it's like someone who's restoring a sense of balance within their own life, starting over again. This is a starting over energy. So this is someone who's starting over in their life. Why the Page of Cups for the biggest challenge? Seven of Cups. This is almost like not knowing what to make. It's like, what's their story? What's their thing? Could be communication is a challenge as well, but I feel like there's a lot of introspective energy trying to figure out. It's almost like someone's trying to figure out someone. What's their story? What's their thing? What are they doing? You know? If this is someone who's new to the area, right, with this Ace of Pentacles, you know, or this is someone who is, you know, are they looking to stay, or maybe it's a vacation rental, right? And it's like, or are they just, you know, I wonder what's their story. There's a lot of curiosity, but at the same token, it doesn't feel like actual communication. Could even be the biggest challenge is, you know, laying a foundation with this person, laying a seed down in regards to communication, right? I didn't hear know thy neighbor. It could be, for some, it could be like a neighbor or something. There's a curiosity and a contemplative energy in regards to someone, but at the same token, there's no actual laying a seed down, setting a foundation, getting conversation rolling, is what that feels like. Yeah, Knight of Cups under the deck, Temperance. It's like someone has to choose to say something in order for anything to, you know, go anywhere. Why the Hierophant for their future actions? So there could be something in regards to being at the right place at the right time, taking an opportunity. This could even be, like I say, if this is a neighbor, right? Because the Hierophant can be that place of what you deem like a sanctuary, right? This could be like, you know, maybe you two happen to go take out the trash at the same time, right? You're bringing the trash cans to the curb or something, right? You're leaving the house at the same time. And it's like, oh, wait, that's a window. Let's start a conversation there. You know, let's get that rapport going. That's what that gives. So it feels like someone's going to wait for the right moment to basically take an opportunity to get the communication going. So this feels like absolutely new. All right. Outcome, Six of Wands. Why the Five of Pentacles? All right, so it does have a good outcome. It has a bit of a bumpy start at first. Because it feels like someone's gonna... It's almost like someone's trying to, you know, they do more thinking and contemplating and also trying to figure out before actually coming forward, right? Someone just kind of hangs back and observes for a while before actually going in to, you know, introduce themselves for whatever reason. It feels like once that Band-Aid is ripped off, though, and communication starts, that, you know, things kind of go uphill from there. Now, what becomes of that, that's up to you two, obviously. You know, this could end up just being a friend for all I fucking know. But it feels like it has a good outcome. It's just once we actually get to that point where, you know, we can actually set a foundation with each other, get comfortable with each other, you know. And it's going to take a minute before someone does that. This could even be, it could take a few months. So the Five there, or that Hangman, it could take a few days, few weeks, few months before someone actually decides to, you know, start a conversation, get that rapport going. So this feels like someone who's absolutely brand new to you. Two of Pentacles for advice. Oh, I ripped the Band-Aid off. Did I rip it off too soon? All right, so, I mean, don't be afraid to take initiative yourself is what that feels like. With the Knight of Wands, that's you to the Two of Pentacles, to the Page of Wands. Look, don't be afraid to initiate a conversation yourself is what that feels like. Especially for some of you, if this is like a neighbor, because I'm hearing it again, know thy neighbor. So some of you, this could be someone who's like new into the neighborhood or something like that. Don't be afraid to initiate conversation yourself is what that feels like, because that could be something that gets the ball rolling a lot sooner than later. If you just wait for someone else to basically step up and say something, you could be waiting a hot minute, right? So don't be afraid to rip off that Band-Aid and initiate the conversation yourself, right? You know, ultimately it's a choice. If you want to say hi to someone or start a conversation with someone, don't be afraid to go forth and do it. So let's see what else we got. How could you possibly know? Other ways for you to know who this person is. Hey, Slay, how are you, baby? The Bridge wants to jump. This could be someone who comes from a distance, but I'm not taking jumpers. This could be someone who literally, they come from a distance, which I felt that with the Chariot card. How will Sag in 9th house know who this is? Temple. Someone could be spiritual. This could even be someone who you meet at church, or, you know, because the Hierophant, again, could be like a church or something as well, or an establishment. This could be someone who you meet who is spiritual, who could be like, you know, the temple could be, you know, the home next door, right? Someone who comes from a distance. Someone who's very zen. I get spiritual, though. Someone could be very spiritual. As I say that, bitch, I'm fucking psychic. Someone could be into divination. Someone could read the tarot. Someone could be into the occult. Someone could be a music buff. Someone could be a music junkie. Someone could be a bit of a mystery, but at the same time, be a life of the party. Who knows? Maybe someone's a DJ. I don't know. But take that however it resonates. Sagittarius at 9th house is what I got for you. That's your read. All right. Next up is Capricorn. What do we have going on for Capricorn and 10th house? Eeyore. Someone could be very set in their ways. Outcome. Okay. They could be a bit of an Eeyore. They could be a bit of a miserable. They could be a thief of joy. Hey, they can't all be winners. Tell me about the 5 of Cups. Someone who's known loss. High Priestess. You're going to feel like this person has been through some shit. Wow, 5-5. As I say that, 5 of Cups and 5 of Pentacles. You can view this as someone who's a bit more withdrawn, kind of to themselves, a bit of a mystery, but at the same time, you can feel like there's more beneath the surface. Now, for others of you, you could come to feel like this is someone who you really have no interest in talking to or, you know, entertaining, because they could be someone who, again, for those of you, if it's like an Eeyore complex, like it's like a, you know, like a complainer type of energy. This could be someone who you really have no desire in even talking to. So it feels like I'm getting 2 sets of stories right now. Some of you, it's just someone who you're going to feel like, you know, maybe this is someone who's kind of quiet to themselves, a bit of a mystery, but at the same token, there's something about them where you could just feel like they've got, there's more beneath the surface, where it's like you can tell this person has been through some things not so great, right? This person has known trial, tribulations, disappointments, you know. Hence, they just are more so kind of to themselves. With that High Priestess energy, you're just going to feel instinctually, you know, kind of being able to read that underlying shit, right? And again, for others of you, this could be someone who is, you know, a bit of a miserable, right? Misery loves company type energy, in which case you might not even want to deal with this person. All right, how you'll meet. 7 of Cups. Sun card. Some of you can meet this person around the summertime while out. This is almost giving like, why are you talking to me? Like, yeah. This feels like someone you can meet around the summer or sometime when you're out on a nice day, you're out someplace, but it's almost like, why you coming my way? Why you come talk to me? You know, it's kind of like that. Like, if this is like the miserable type of energy, this could be someone who you feel is like, you know, persistently trying to, you know, converse with you, to entertain with you. Like, think of like a little chihuahua, you know, the little ankle biters, right? You know, you know, this will be someone who's like always trying to, you know, hey, how's it going? How's it going? Oh, what's that? Gibbler. Full House, Gibbler. Who remembers that? Kimmy Gibbler. Could be a bit of a gibbler. You know, like talk your ear off, and it's almost like, oh my God, you know, it might even be someone who ends up growing on you. Like, think about like Urkel, right? Urkel grew on that, was that Laura? You know, but that's the whole other thing. I mean, think about it. She only wanted him because he was ready to fucking move on after fucking, you know, spending his whole life dedicated to this bitch who would, you know, wouldn't even fucking look at him. Now he's ready to go. Wait, where are you going? You know? That's a whole other thing. But now for others of you, again, you can meet this person. Now, if this isn't like the miserable one, right? If this is the other story where there's something about this person that, you know, you're able to pick up on, there's something more beneath the surface when it comes to them, even if you're not quite certain what that is, although you have a good idea. It feels like you could meet them around the summertime. You're just going to feel drawn to them. And it's almost like you don't know why you're drawn to them so much, but you just are and you're intrigued. And it's like there's something about that you could just like see. You see it. You see them. You see what's beneath the surface. Think about the High Priestess. There's this one card. I think it's the Mystical Tarot, where the High Priestess, she is peeking through a red curtain. And with the High Priestess, you only see what she allows you to see, right? And it's like if this is someone who's a bit more closed off or to themselves, you can still see what's behind the curtain, even if they are not revealing it to all. Just somehow you're able to pick up on it. All right, biggest challenge. Hey, Mel, how are you, babes? All right. The biggest challenge might be someone truly enjoys their own company. Someone is kind of set in their ways is what this feels like. For those of you, if this is someone who's like they've been single for quite some time, this is someone who they might not even really be looking for anything. This is someone who just really, enjoys their singlehood, right? And that might be the problem, especially if there's like this romantic interest. It just feels like there's someone who they more so enjoy their solidarity, right? This could be someone who's been single for years with that 9 of Cups to the 10 of Pentacles. It's almost given like someone would have to be pretty fucking amazing. Now, for others of you, if this is like the Miserable, you could just feel like, this person is so set in their ways. They are who they are, and they enjoy being this way. And it's just like, I don't want to sign up for this shit. Could be that. All right. Their future actions, 8 of Pentacles. Emperor. Some of you, this could be someone you meet through the job or some place, some establishment that you frequent, that you have to, there's some place that you go to that you deal with, you're going to be dealing with this person. Emperor. It's some form of establishment. So it feels like they're going to give to this regardless. If this is like through work, you two could have to work together, right? In which case it's just, keeping it business, keeping it casual. But it feels like there's a willingness to give to this. I just realized we have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. It feels like this could be someone you're around for a while. There's some form of establishment that you two are going to be around each other. That's how you're going to meet, through some form of establishment, someplace. Could be some place that you go to. But it feels like the more that you're around each other, the more they're going to be open to give into this. Now, if this is like someone who, they're like the Chihuahua type energy, this is someone who goes out of their way to, when they see you, they go out of their way to basically, try to interact and deal with you, right? Talk your ear. You go to sit like, getting drawn like to think of like, when you see, like when you were in high school, you go to sit at the fucking table, right? Or you see it in the movies, they go to sit at a table and then, a bitch flocks towards next to them, right? It kind of gives that. It's like they're going to go out of the way to kind of be where you're at, right? And interact with you in whatever manner that they can. Now, for some of you, regardless of whether this is like a miserable or not, I feel like, the more you're going to be around this person for a while, for whatever reason, there's some form of establishment where you two are, kind of, you have no choice but to deal with each other in some way, shape, or form and be around each other. And I feel like the more you're around each other, the more this person's going to grow on you. So even if this is like a miserable, right, they're going to grow on you. That's what that gives. They're going to just grow on you. It's like they can be annoying. They can be annoying to a point, but at the same token, they just grow on you for some reason. because you're going to be around this person for, you know, whatever reason. Again, whether this be for work or just some form of establishment that you two are at the same time, or maybe you take a class together. But whatever it is, whatever reason it is that you two are dealing with each other in the same room as each other, you're going to end up growing on each other. Why the Page of Swords for the outcome? Wow. Wow. Someone's shooting their shot. Someone's going for the gold. Could be an age difference between the two of you. It doesn't have to be. Page of Swords to the Empress to the Wheel of Fortune. The outcome is, well, you know, this might be something that takes a while, because this is someone you're going to be around physically in some place. Again, could be through some form of job or class or something, right? But the more you're around this person, the more they're going to grow on you and you them. Not only that, the outcome is this person's going to shoot their shot. They're just going to go for it. The Page of Swords to the Empress to the Wheel of Fortune. They're going for it. Knight of Cups under the deck. So, what's the advice? Six of Swords. I heard give him a chance. You might want to give him a chance. Dear Lord, all these jumpers. I'm not taking jumpers. No one's saying you have to be in a relationship just because someone wants to talk to you, but it feels like, you know, give them a chance, you know? Because this feels like with that Six of Swords, and you see the big shark underneath, and along with that Queen of Swords there, I mean, you might, especially if like any of you deal with the Miserable, there might be something where, you know, you just might end up, you know, like, you know, hell no, or bite the bitch's head off, especially, or maybe you just deal with someone who's like, you know, like a little hyped up chihuahua, like all excited to see you and always got to be around you when they see you, right? But it just feels like, you know, you might want to give someone a chance, because they might not be as bad as you think. Just because, you know, you talk to someone, you entertain someone, doesn't mean, you know, you have to go be with someone, right? This could even be someone, maybe just someone just wants to be a friend, right? Or maybe you end up making a good friend. So, I don't know. Do with it what you will. Let's see. How else might you know who this is? Someone could be in the news or work in the public or in the media. Someone could report. Someone could be into divination. Someone could work in the public, a public speaker. Grassland wanted to jump out. Someone could be from a rural area. I'm not taking jumpers. Someone could be into music. Nightclubs. Someone could be into the nightlife, a bit of a socialist. Someone could like thrill rides. Someone could like scary shit. I'm thinking like horror rides, fall, Great Adventure. What's that? Fright Fest. Someone could like thrills and chills. There could be something that's a bit opposites. Someone could be someone could be a bit more like kind of, well, that goes hand in hand too, because we have the Hierophant over here, right? Where is it? The Hierophant and the High Priestess, right? It's like day and night, right? Someone can be a bit more traditional and old-fashioned, old-school beliefs, right? You know? And then someone else could be a bit more spiritual or, you know, more open-minded, more broad. Someone could be a bit more mechanical in nature. Someone could be a bit more loosely and kind of lively, kind of go with the flow. So that's how you know. But Capricorn and 10th house is what I got for you. That's your read. Hey, Lai, how are you, baby? I'm good, my love. All right, let's see. All right. Oh, yep. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta wipe my nose because my nose is itching like a motherfucker. I don't want to go scratching at it. Oh, fuck it. All right. Huh, true. All right, we're on Aquarius now, right? All right, just a minute. Let me check something right quick. Oh, that song Now or Never. Now, Him and I. All right. Oh, damn it. Okay, there we go. All right, what do we got going on for my aqua babies? And 11th house. How you'll know who they are. Ace of Pentacles. Well, this is someone new. Absolutely, positively new. A whole new world. So it could be someone who's just come into some money. I don't know why I got that. How you'll meet. Ooh. All right, so Ace of Pentacles for who they are. This could be someone who's just come into some new start, but also I'm getting money. Getting money heavily emphasized. This could be someone who they just came into some money or some form of windfall. Having a new start regardless after some form of disappointment. So this is someone having some form of turnaround in their life. You could even have a conversation with this person where you come to find, you know, this person, you know, they're having some form of new start, but there's a form of windfall to it. It's after going through an unpleasant time. That's what this feels like. This feels like with that Ace of Pentacles to the Knight of Wands too, this is also someone who you meet in the physical 3D world. It does not feel like an internet connection. So if you're swiping right or, you know, getting a DM or some shit, it's not them. This is someone, it's brand new, completely new. There's no romantic history with this person. This feels like someone who you meet in the 3D world, could have a conversation. This is someone who's having some form of fresh start, could even be some form of windfall or something in regards to their money after going through some form of disappointment. They're coming out of some form of trying time in their life. Now, some of you, I feel called, this could even be someone who you meet at a time that you are going through some form of disappointment and you are ready for a fresh start or ready for something new, right? You're looking for something different in your life. How you'll meet. This person could come into your life at a time that you're going through some shit. You could be going through a breakup or going through some shit with someone else. That Three of Swords, you see the Three of Swords has the ship on there to the Five of Swords to the World card. So you can meet this person at a time. This could be someone who literally enters your, this could be someone who is from a distance. This could be someone who's new to your area or you, them. You see the ship there in that Three of Swords to the World card could be actual travel. But I feel like more than anything, you'll meet at a time when you yourself could be if you are involved, or you were involved. This is like you meet them at a time that you're kind of going through some shit with someone else. Could be going through a breakup or dealing with some petty shit or dealing with a petty bitch regardless. 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords, not the greatest. With that World card, this is like having an ending with someone. Someone could have blonde hair. Literally every mermaid in this card has blonde hair. Maybe you're just going through some shit with some petty blonde bitch. I don't fucking know. But that's what that's given to. All right, so why the 7 of Cups? Biggest challenge. You don't say much is what I heard. Queen of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Someone stays to themselves and you don't say much. For me to get you don't say much. Someone doesn't say much. Someone could not say much. If you're the one going through something, this person could not say much and kind of stay to themselves, especially if they feel, if they somehow are aware that there's something going on with you and someone else, right? Now, for others of you, you can meet this person at a time when, you know, they are the ones, you can flip it, reverse it, twist it, pop it, drop it, lock it. I don't care. Energy is interchangeable, right? So if you're not the one going through something, dealing with some shit, they could be going through that shit with someone, right? At the same token, that could be you not entertaining it, you know, kind of not saying much, not really wanting to feed it because you know that there's some other shit going on. Hence, it's like, you know what, mind your own business type of energy. Like, I'm going to sit over here, mind my own damn business. I ain't trying to fuck with no one. You know, I got my own shit to deal with. Definitely not trying to deal with yours. It gives that. And again, if you're the one who is dealing with some shit with someone else, this person could just end up, you know, the challenge could be, you know, they don't say much. They kind of stay to themselves, especially if they know that there's someone else involved. All right. Their future actions. King of Spears. King of Swords. King of Cups. Some of these could be same-sex situation. Doesn't have to be, but we have 2 queens and now we have 2 kings. Oh. Ooh. To the next contestant. Ooh, shit. Okay, well. There could be someone else that comes into the line too. If you're the one who is somehow attached to some bullshit with someone else, right? And then you got this new bitch who comes along, right? But you're still kind of attached to this other shit. So this new bitch doesn't say or do anything they say to themselves. There could be someone else who comes along. Now, if you are someone and there's someone, they're the one attached to some shit, right? Hence, you're just minding your own business. Well, much as that one might still be there, there could be someone else who comes into the mix, another player in town. So this feels like if you're the one who you're not attached, you're having a new start, whatever, right? Could meet someone. At the same token, you might not push it any further, especially if you know they're somehow attached to some other bullshit, dealing with some, you know, kind of fucked up bitch, 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and you're just like, yeah, no, not my circus, not my monkeys. I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. Much as, you know, that might be the first one that you see in sight, there could be another one that comes in behind that, someone else, another contender, especially for me to get next contestant, Nickelback. Someone can be Canadian. Doesn't have to be. So there could be someone else. So this actually gives a good example to those who it's like they'll see one person, right? And then they'll be so dead set, well, it must be that person. But if you can see a duck for what it is, especially if you're seeing someone is still somehow entangled to some other bullshit, you know, whether it's an on again, off again or what, they're still somehow entangled in some bullshit back and forth with an ex, right? And you can see that for what it is and decide not to entertain that shit. Well, that helps you jump the line to avoid that shit. And it brings the next thing in. I feel like that's what this is showing. So for those of you, there could be someone who comes in the way, and this is someone who is somehow entangled, doing some form of bullshit song and dance with someone who they're on again, off again, whatever the fuck, right? And you decide, you know, I'm not even looking at, I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. I'm good. I just stay to my damn self. That brings in a whole other one with that Magician card, and now we got the 2 kings. So it's like, you know, you could take a seat over there and go deal with that shit, and that's what makes space for that other shit, right? Because outcome, you know your damn worth. Just giving that, not a side, not a vein, the only bitch to entertain. Ooh, look at that, you pulling it in. Look. It's a win-win for you, right? Because when you know your worth, right? And you are not willing to settle for shit, right? Not my circus, not my monkeys. I definitely ain't dealing with that shit, right? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt and fucking threw that shit out, right? Standing on business. That's what pulls in the real deal, right? And I feel like when you are willing to say, no, yeah, I'm good. We're not even going to give that so much as a thought. That's what clears the space for the real deal to come in, right? I love that, I do. Advice, the Fool card. Be all for that new. The new, the good. You want someone who's going to come in with the energy that you got. If you are not tangled up to some shit, then why would you want to be tied up to someone who's tangled in some other shit themselves, right? If you're not trying to get caught up in any bullshit, then don't tie yourself, don't jump in, or, you know, don't latch onto the idea of someone who's entangled in some other shit with someone else. You're signing up for that shit. Fuck that shit. And yes, I curse a lot, bitch. And what? Look. Don't be one of those bitches who just wants to settle for the idea of the first thing that comes along. Don't be afraid to wait, right? Because when you are not afraid to say no, you make space for the thing that is a hell yes, right? So if it's a no, then it's a no. Don't take it just because they say, oh, well, that's what's right here. Okay, so maybe something else better comes along, right? But if you settle to, you know, well, like, this is what's here, so I might as well. Well, then you're signing yourself up for, you know, a form of misery. You don't need to be miserable. So let's see. How else might you know who this person is? Hold on. Put it in my pocket. All right. Other ways to identify who this person is. Captain. Could be Captain Save-A-Ho. Ooh, hopefully it's not a Captain Save-A-Ho where it's like, if this is someone who, oh, if it's a Captain Save-A-Ho, that could be where the attachment to some past shit comes in, where it's like, oh, say no to the Captain Save-A-Ho. That's what I got to say to that. Say no to the Captain Save-A-Ho, because one could be a Captain Save-A-Ho, and then another one could be someone who knows what the fuck they want, who is like you, who matches your energy. So if you're not someone afraid to say no, because you know what you want, that's what opens the door for someone else. Feels like, you know, otherwise you could find yourself pulled into some bullshit. Feels like, you know, otherwise you could find yourself pulled into some bullshit that you don't want. Again, this is one where you have two, but one is a bit of, it's a bit of, not so much as like an obstacle, but a bit of a delay. It's like something in the middle of the road, right? What are you going to do? Stop in the middle of the road when there's oncoming traffic, or you're going to keep Pisces and 12th house? Don't tell me that is not. Is it streaming? Please tell me it's streaming. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Please tell me you heard that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I just want to make sure now. All right. Fucking YouTube. Hold on. I hope y'all got that last read. I'm gonna wait now. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna just wait. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna just wait. Fucking YouTube's been doing this to everyone, though. If you notice, everyone who live streams for the past week or so, almost like 2 weeks, everyone is having the same problem. It's like my internet connection, I have full stream, but there's something going on with YouTube where it's literally cutting out the stream on everyone. It's been doing it to me. It's been doing it to numerous other people, and it's driving me fucking nuts because it's good on my end, but why is YouTube doing this? Please tell me that you've at least heard the Aquarius read to the end. Just so that I know that you all heard that whole read. So annoying. All right, I'm going to go on to Pisces now. Hopefully YouTube's got its shit working out now. Last and most certainly not least, Pisces. All right. I hope the Aquarius read came through. I didn't even see that it was doing that until literally when I was switching over to Pisces. All right. What do we got going on for my fishy babies and 12th house? How are you going to know who they are? Star. Maybe it's an Aquarius. How you'll meet the High Priestess. Wow. Some of you could be dealing with a feminine. Okay, so who they are, the star. This could be someone who is in the public eye. A bit of a dreamer. Could just be an Aquarius. This could be someone who you meet from online. Or this could be someone who you meet in the 3D world who has some form of online presence. Could even be someone who you meet through a friend. They're new to you. All right. Why the High Priestess for how you... I feel like you're going to be drawn to this person, though. You're going to be drawn to them. There's something about their energy that's going to draw you to them. It's like they don't say much, but at the same time, there's something beneath the surface. They have a, I don't know, you could even sense a form of sadness to them. There's going to be some allure towards some form of mystery. It's like what's beneath, it's like there's something about what's not spoken that draws you in, that pulls you to them. It's an allure. Yeah, see, we have the Eight of Wands here, but this is like, you're going to be drawn to them instinctually. And there's something about, it's not what they say, it's what they don't say. That's what I'm getting with that Five of Cups to the High Priestess of the Six of Swords and that Eight of Wands underneath. It's like, it's not about what they say, it's about what they don't say. There's like a sadness or something beneath the surface. There's something there that, I don't know, it's just, you're pulled towards it. Why the Seven of Swords for the biggest challenge? Could be a form of avoidance. Did it enigmatic? Was it the whole read that got, were you able to hear the read at all, or was it like entirely cut off? All right. Biggest challenge is someone has, there's an avoidant tendency to them. This is like someone who like tries to stay low key. There's a form of avoidance, which adds a form of difficulty. It's difficult to interact with someone who's more so avoidant and just trying to stay to themselves. Queen of Swords for their actions. I don't know. It feels like they could just sort of stay to themselves. So I don't know. They'll feel it too, is what it feels like. With that Six of Cups, they're going to feel the connection as well. But at the same token, they're still going to kind of stay to themselves, especially if you're dealing with a feminine. This is someone who, you know, they're still going to have that form of boundary up. It's almost like they're not really going to be pursuant towards the thing. If you want anything with this person, you would have to take the action towards them. But just know, if you were to come towards them, you would have to come towards them correct. Because with that Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords takes no shit. The Queen of Swords has been through shit. But I feel like you can tell that because you're able to sense that there's more. It's not about what they say, it's about what they don't say. That's being conveyed very heavily through the emphasis of the cards. There's something about that you're able to pick up where it's not what they say, it's the things that they don't say. The underlying tale behind it all. That which is unspoken. The outcome, Nine of Wands. I feel like that Nine of Wands is like them having a wall, but I feel like I'm hearing that wrecking ball. You might break it down. Yeah, see, look at that. Page of Pentacles. You're going to break down the wall. Wow. Ten of Cups to the Ace of Pentacles. So this might take a while before actually getting anywhere, getting a form of standing with this person, because this feels like this person is going to be very closed off. It's not with that Nine of Wands. I'm getting where it's like it's not that someone has walls to keep someone shut out. But this is not someone who easily lets people in. But I feel like, especially I keep hearing Miley Cyrus, I came in like a wrecking ball. You're going to come in like a wrecking ball, and you're going to take initiative. That's what this feels like. So I feel like you're the one who's pursuant towards this one. If you identify as masculine, if you're a feminine, then guess what? There's a masculine coming towards you because you're just not being open to it. You're kind of closed off. With that Hierophant, why the Hierophant for the advice? Ace of Cups. Wow. Three of Cups. Look. Well, if this is truly what you want, then don't be afraid to go after it. That's what this feels like. It's given the analogy where it's like you weren't just drawn to this person for no reason. You two weren't just brought together for no reason whatsoever. And it feels like, well, if you want this, if you want to pursue this thing, if you want to, see where something goes, then don't be afraid to, get your foot in the door, take that action, take that form of initiative, right? Who knows? It could be the one. Hierophant, Ace of Cups, Three of Cups. But you'll never know unless if you actually, take that step. Especially for those you where it's like if you find yourself dealing with a feminine who's very closed off and recluse, you would have to take the form of step, the initiative, because this is not someone this is not an energy that would go towards anyone. This is like, you would have to go towards them, but also, mind you, if you go towards them correct. So let's see, how else might you know who this is? So what, it skipped Aquarius entirely? Let me finish. Desert. Could be someone who lives in the desert. This could be someone who's literally moving to the desert, relocating to the desert. Could be someone who has dealt with legalities or works in the court system, or, maybe they've just, dealt, because the court can also be like the justice card, right? Maybe this is someone who has dealt with the shit end of the stick before, right? And now they're just like kind of It's like learn the lesson. Hence, they have very high boundaries. So they stay more, because this person could be a bit of an island with that desert type energy, right? It's like fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, once bitten, twice shy. Someone's cautious in regards to, you know, who they allow in. Hence, they would not pursue you. You would have to be in pursuant of them, but you would also have to come correct. So someone who's been betrayed, who's been hurt. Hence, it's that underlying energy that you're able to read. It's not what they say, it's what they don't say. It's the things that they don't. Barber. Someone could be in, I'm hearing beauty school dropout. Someone could be a beauty school dropout, or be into hair, do things with the hair, styling, a stylist. They could be like, they could like to become, they could be creative, expressive with their hair. I don't know. There's something in regards to their hair. Someone could be into tech. Someone could wear glasses. Someone could have a beard. So. Someone's not afraid to cut people out too. So do with that what you will. Pisces and 12th house. That is what I got for you. That is your read. All right. All right. How much of Aquarius played? Did it play the whole thing, or did it like cut out on the read? Hold on. Let me go take a look. I'm going to take a look right quick. Hold on. I'm going to mute this. All right, yeah, no, it pretty much, it got the, it did the read. It just cut off at the very last sentence, basically, where I was saying, you know, close it out. All right. But, all right, my loves, with that said, I hope you all have a fantastical rest of your day, rest of your night, whatever time it is where you are. I love you all. Hope you all be safe, and I will catch you all on the next one. If you want some more content, feel free to check out my other channel, Morning Stories Tarot. There is a new one going up in the morning, and the morning thereafter, and thereafter, and thereafter. There was a new one up today. You can find that through the community or through my website. Yeah, so I will catch you all on the next one. I might go live tomorrow, just because Friday I'm going to be busy because it's my boy's day. So I will see you all on the next one. I love you all. Bye.